babies.
Buzz, babies! We're live in the house. Coming from you live in Kansas City. It's a nice fall weather day. I was able to bust out the flannel, bust out the X-Men beanie. Feeling comfy and cozy. And I got a good guy coming back on the show tonight. He's been on the show before, and I'm bringing him back. He's got some cool comic news, and I'm excited to talk to him. Mr. Adam Barnhardt's back in the Blake's Buzz house. Oh, wearing a Lunchroom Riot. Look at that! Look at that
merchandising.
We got merch now. I really want one of those stocking caps. Not gonna lie, I really want one, and I'm probably gonna get one. And yeah, the hoodies look good. Lunch. I like. I remember the last time we talked, you were like, we can't keep calling it the shit show universe. I didn't think that through, but the Riotverse is that's a metal sounding jam. Like I like the sound of it.
Man. Yeah, that's the goal, right? That's the goal. The shit show universe was cool while it lasted, but yeah, everyone needs a facelift every once in a while, right?
Yes, exactly. That is correct, man. I got caught off guard. I got to share my screen so we can show your Kickstarter page, and not my credit card info. I don't know if you saw that. I was live the other night. I got this idea. I was gonna I did a Kickstarter launch party, right? And I was like, oh well, I'll back it live. Like that'll be like my deal, right? Like I'll back it. I forgot. I was like, here we go, we're doing it. No. And then it was like, and which credit card do you want to use, sir? And I was like, oh shit, I just doxed myself. Fuck.
Where's that replay at?
Yeah, it's online. I didn't take it down. I don't believe in that kind of stuff. I was working on I'm on TikTok now, and I didn't upload anything today, and I failed.
No, man, you are the hardest working man in comics.
That is a lot. You know what's funny is the first time we talked, I didn't realize that you were an interview person at Comic Book Resources. I also, and I mean this no offense, I didn't realize like Comic Book Resources had cool, like every time I go to they used to be my go-to website, man. Like I used to love them. And they had like great articles and stuff. And dude, there's a lot of ads and stuff now. I gotta it messes with my phone, yells at me sometimes. My phone's old too, so maybe that's my fault. Maybe I need a new phone. But anyways, regardless, I didn't realize that they had a whole interview, like an interview platform, an audio video platform, and they have awesome shit on there. Like it's crazy. I don't see that online. Like I don't see these awesome interviews like until I started following you and you were posting them. But you interview like Hollywood rock stars and shit. Like you got to interview Wesley Snipes. You've got to interview like a lot of MCU actors for both dude, that's so sick. Like I'm surprised you're having me interview you. Like you would interview. I feel like if you interviewed yourself, like you would do better.
That's a recipe for disaster.
That's how we get the clicks. That's how we get the backs.
Look at this schizophrenic talk to himself. No, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I will admit I'm in this funk since I talked to Wesley Snipes, because anyone of my
after that it's dead. Like it's just a fucking.
That was
what's your
white whale interview?
Yeah, I liked how you talked about that too. Like you wrote like an article, you like wrote about it, and you were like, I've always wanted to interview this guy, which is funny because other than like interviewing John Westhoff for the 25th time, John, what's up, baby? Thanks for tuning in. But you know, my Grail interview is it's Grant Morrison, right? And I would be scared to talk to him also. Like I want to talk to him, but I would be like, man, the whole time I would be like, I'm not smart enough to talk to you. And he probably thinks I'm an idiot. You know, like were you like in your own head talking to Wesley Snipes, or was it like, or like maybe you were like nervous in the beginning, but then he brought you in and made you fam? Like, were you, what was that experience like? Cause that's a cool deal, man.
It was talking to him was great. Getting it was like I said, I've tried and tried, and I think I molded my mindset around this is never going to happen. I think I got in my that mindset, and I was just kind of um, comforted, or I was accepting the fact that it would never happen. And then lo and behold, a project came along, and they're like, "Do you want to talk with Wesley Snipes?"
Yeah, because he did it was about the Whatnot comic, right?
Yeah, the Whatnot Kickstarter one that did pretty well, the 125 or something on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah, it
Well,
did
of
really
course,
well.
Wesley Snipes, but yeah, no, it was great, man. It took a while to get going. We had all sorts of technical issues, and I'm like, man, whatever. They're like, should we reschedule? I'm like, no, I'm going to stay on this damn laptop as as long as it needs. But we got it done, and he talked forever, man. I think we our entire thing, a half hour, 40 minutes. It was really good. The problems with those types of interviews is they're speaking with you for a reason, right? They have something to promote. They have something to they want you to write about, which
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily always align with the interviewer's interests, I guess. Because I
Oh, so
wanted to
you gotta be
sit and
careful.
yeah, I wanted to sit there and talk Blade. I wanted to do I wanted to watch Blade with Wesley Snipes and do like our own
But oh, live
commentary
Blade
track.
rewatch? That
Yeah.
would've been sick, dude. That would've been
Um so
that
maybe
but see, that's
yeah.
cool Kickstarter promotion. Like,
Mhm.
I remember Steve Urena did when he did his zombie date night Kickstarter every week on Discord. He picked like 7 or 8 movies to watch every week
Mhm.
because he runs longer Kickstarters than most
Right.
people. And so like every week we did a live watch of a random zombie movie, and it was actually like really cool. And it's kind of weird. Other people don't do that. Like, I mean,
Mhm.
like everybody does like Kickstarter updates and interviews and stuff. But yeah, this was a different deal. And then like, and so we all like chatted during the disc during. But yeah, anyways, like that would have been crazy with like Wesley Snipes to live watch
Right.
Blade.
No, that's the thing I wanted, man. I've always wanted to do something like that, commentary tracks. It doesn't necessarily have to be someone actually involved. Like, I was thinking, what happens if we sat down with like Donnie Cates and Ryan Stegman and watched the Venom movie or something like
Oh my
that? Or what happens
god,
if we
yeah,
got
that'd be crazy.
what happens if we got Joe Quesada to watch an episode of Daredevil with us, or better yet, Ben Affleck's Daredevil? Could you imagine sitting down with like Kevin Smith and watching 2003
Oh my
Daredevil?
god, that would be
It
insane.
would be
I
absolutely
sitting down with Kevin Smith and doing anything.
right,
I
right, right.
like we could watch fucking like cooking videos or how to build Magic the Gathering decks. Like I don't. Those are the videos
If
I
you
watch. I
want,
watch lately.
if you want a guaranteed hour-long interview, try and get something with Kevin Smith. That's the only time. We were talking, and I think our limit was like 20 minutes, and we went over, and the PR person's like, "All right, final question." So I asked final question, whatever, and we're talking, and he's going on and on and on, and you know how Kevin Smith talks, and he's going on and on and on, and he wraps up, and the PR is like, "All right, we got to go." And Kevin's like, "What?" And then we're like, "Okay, yeah, 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 bye, bye, yeah, hey, have a good day or whatever." And then my phone rings like 5 minutes later, and it's Kevin Smith. He's like, "Man, we got to finish our chat." I'm like, "Okay." So that was a long chat. I'm not even sure if I got anything out of it. We were just shooting the shit about comics and movies and stuff. But no, the commentary thing's something I've always wanted to do, and I finally got around to doing it. Um, the way Marvel Studios and the Marvel Cinematic Universe works now, man, it's difficult. They're super super secret about everything.
Yeah.
So I kept digging and I kept digging. I'm like, should we do something? What about 20th century's X-Men? But then that's at the same time where rumors were coming out about Doctor Strange, and it's like, well, shit, they might end up using these X-Men characters. So none of those talents or those actors will probably do anything, right? So then a light bulb popped up. Let's do the most obscure thing ever. And in 2005, when Marvel sold all the rights everywhere, Lionsgate had a group of them. I think Lionsgate at this time had like almost most like the Marvel Knights characters. They had Ghost Rider, they had I think they had Blade even after the Blade trilogy. They just had a mixed match of people. They might have had Luke Cage or something. But the movie they did make was Man Thing. They had got like $5 million to make a Man-Thing movie, and it turns out it went straight to television. It went straight to the Sci-Fi Channel, and they had never done a director's commentary for the 2005 Man-Thing movie. Streaming free on Tubi, mind you. So
that's crazy. I didn't even know that was like a real thing. Like, I thought this right now. I thought this moment. That's probably why we're suffering right now, is because everybody's fucking watching Werewolf by Night right now after they've gotten off work and made dinner.
I just watched it again, man. I just watched it. Me and Kelsey. And
you made a commercial. You like it so much, you made a commercial for it today.
No, I didn't. So I didn't make the commercial. I should have reworded that because everyone's messing with me. They're like, "You made the commercial." So I made my quote, made it into the TV spot for Werewolf by Night. I shouldn't say I made the commercial, but I wrote a review for it, and I'm one of the critics they featured in the critic TV spot or whatever, the blah 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 blah, that type of guy.
Yeah, that's me. I'm that guy.
Yeah,
I'm the blah 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 guy.
I reached out to the director, and he instantly emailed me back. He's like, "Hell yeah, let's do a director's commentary track." So we did.
What's up, Joey's in the house. You're the PR puppet, the PR puppeteer, the man behind every Kickstarter with his fingers everywhere you didn't know you could have fingers. Right. No, I love Joe. I love Joey's good people. He runs the podcast network that I'm a part of, and I know he's working with you right now for your campaign. And he's worked. I don't know when the guy sleeps, because I don't sleep that much.
I don't know either.
And he does more shit than I do. And I'm on. I don't know if I mentioned him on. I'm trying to be TikTok famous now, And that's actually what I was doing before you and I hopped on to the chat here. I was working on my next audio review. I'm kind of liking it, man. It's different. I'm excited. I feel more excited to make TikTok content because it's new, right? It doesn't feel like I'm just talking to another Kickstarter asshole on StreamYard. No, I'm kidding. That was a joke. It was a poor taste joke. I apologize. I love Adam. Adam is awesome. We talk. Adam and I talk like when we're not doing interviews. I can say he's a friend of the show, and I'm not lying. Actually,
Yeah, man. We're best friends. We're state neighbors too, man. From Kansas City to Cedar Rapids, man. We'll have to meet up halfway at the.
We should, yeah, like
the biggest truck stop in the world or whatever it's called.
But yeah, it's I mentioned earlier. So he got married Sunday, right?
Saturday, yeah.
Okay, so he got married Saturday. Sunday, he hung out with his new wife, right? Yeah. And then Monday was like, let's launch a crowdfunding campaign for my new graphic novel, which I didn't realize. I totally slipped my mind. I didn't realize you were doing a hardcover too. So like you have a large campaign going right now. It's a big deal. Killing Time Before Night, man. What is going on with October? Like, why?
It's so insane, man.
Everybody was like, man, I had this idea for a comic, and let's put it out in this. And not even all of them are horror. Like, there's non-horror.
No, there's not spooky season stuff.
Right now. Like,
it's insane.
It's nuts. It's nuts.
It's insane. I've never seen Kickstarter that busy, and that's the thing. I was talking with Rollins, my partner on this comic, The Artist, and we're like, man, it's crowded, it's saturated. Kickstarter's been the thing to do, man. Everyone's moving to self-publishing and kickstarting and crowdfunding.
I know. Even Boom, Source Point Press, Vault. Everybody's had big Kickstarters. Mr. Dan Cosmic, what's up, baby? Dan, Dan. Don't want to call you out. I know you got shit going on, but Dan was going to be launching a YouTube channel too, and he's got so much Marvel knowledge of like pre-90s Marvel Cosmic. Like the guy was an infinite source of inspiration, excitement, and information. Like when they brought Thanos into the MCU, and he just like, that was his jam. Like he was in it, and
it's time to shine.
Yeah, and he's got a cool YouTube channel. He talks about Marvel aliens. He talks about Marvel all the time. He's a good cat. And he's supposed to be launching a YouTube channel one day. Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome. But now I'm throwing you under the bus. He's gonna take that thank you away real quick. He's gonna but he's supposed to be, but he's one of those guys. And Adam, this you might stumble into this area as well. You know, like you're married, right? You're in the new, everything's new and exciting. I say this as a single guy who lives in a garage. Like I know what is going on, but you're in this like new exciting territory. But like Dan's onto the kid part. And Joey and I have talked about this like on a live stream the other night about like all the stuff we do. And you know, a lot of people are like, Blake, you don't stop working. And I'm like, well, yes, I'm also single and I don't have kids. So like what do I have? I have comic books. I'm like I'm like a xenomorph, like squatting out fucking face hugger shit. But content, right? Like for any platform I can be on. So and I talked about this last night, or not last night, on Wednesday night's live stream. I was like, guys, I'm single. Like if there was a girlfriend or like I was dating, you know, I don't think she would be particularly happy if I was like, ooh, I can't go out Friday night. I'm doing a comic book. I'm interviewing a comic book writer. Like I'm, you know, like I feel like life would be very different if I wasn't single. So anyways, but love is real and love is good and love is kind and awesome and interesting. And I think it's super awesome that you got married. I'm really happy for you. You both look just absolutely phenomenal in every wedding picture I saw you share. You're both just slaying the game on the.
You haven't seen the bad ones.
Yeah,
you haven't seen the bad ones. The good ones only the good ones make social media, man. And,
well, yeah, that's what's real. That's all that matters. Anything else doesn't count. Like it doesn't.
I don't post shit unless I know it's gonna get at least 5 likes. You know? What's the purpose of it? You know.
Oh, dude, we always got comic news. I know Joey's working on his own comic news, and there's gonna be lots of comic news. It's come on my show. I don't need to sleep. It's fine. October's fucking crazy. I actually just reached the point now. I haven't responded to people yet because I feel bad, but you know, my podcast books out real quick, but the live show we can usually like squeeze stuff in, or just like tonight we're doing like a special live stream interview, right? Like this is fun. But you know, like later I can post this as a podcast, and this is on my YouTube channel. So like you can watch this, you know, later, which is cool about the live stuff. But I can usually always squeeze someone in, and I've just reached the point of October where I'm out of squeeze-in territory, and so now I have to start like telling people like,
out, man.
I'm like, man, like yeah, I'm like you've juiced me. The buzz juice has trickled over indie comics territory, and we're tapped out and dry. But anyways, that was weird, but whatever, it's fine.
Tapped out and dry. That's one hell of a pull quote for Blake Smuts.
Yeah, it's watch this every week where we're tapped out and dry and recycling content, baby. That's what we're doing. I you know, everybody keeps telling me to recycle content and I haven't done it yet. Like people are like, you should post your podcasts on YouTube and your YouTube shows on your podcast, and you should cross-pollinate everything. And
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm fucking sleepy, man. I just started like doing like on TikTok, I'm clipping audio from stuff, right? And doing like little TikTok audio excerpts for the podcast, and now I'm doing audio reviews, and I'm posting them everywhere that I can, and you know, whatever. It's just a lot. Like even when you're reposting stuff, sometimes it's like,
well, it's a different format. You have to do this and this,
and then video. Like when you're fucking with video, you know, you gotta like everything like uploads and downloads, and you gotta like dude, the other day. Okay. All right. I know we're not talking about your stuff at all. And I swear to God, we'll get there. But the other day cause so you got to keep everything under 90 seconds, right? Cause if it's a minute 30, it can be an Instagram reel. You can put it on Facebook can do anything. Twitter can do 2 minutes. An Instagram reel is a minute 30. The longest TikTok video is 3 minutes, but you're not supposed to do those because no one watches them supposedly. So 90 seconds, right? 90 seconds is your honey spot. That's your sweet sticky center, right? That just like lingers on your taste buds, and for a moment you're Matt Murdock and you can smell and see and taste everything and experience the world around you.
Right.
So I'm like trying to get everything down to 90 seconds, and I pay money for Canva because it's Photoshop for stupid people, and like, and I'm stupid people. So, but it like has like these pre-built elements, right? So I can be like, let's make a TikTok video, and we can also do this to like Insta Reels and whatever. And so it was like a minute 28 seconds, and then I like saved it in Canva and I downloaded it. And for some reason, when I downloaded it on my phone as opposed to downloading it on the computer that I recorded it on, it added like 2.5 seconds and it went over a minute 30. And I was like, what is happening? Like the video didn't change. It's nothing. And then like I tried to like edit it and like cut off like and trying to do that on the phone. Like, anyways, it was dumb. It really aggravated me. And I was like, you know what? This is why I was against this, but I can't ignore the views that I'm getting on TikTok, and adding Blake's Buzz logo to that and stuff. Like, the new podcast episode, like there's traction there. It is working. Like the struggle is real, but the extra work is paying off. So it's interesting. Like, because that's the only thing I know how to do to like raise your audience is to be everywhere. Is to post and post and post. Yeah. It's like, I don't know.
TikTok, and yeah, I mean TikTok's the cool thing now, man. You know,
yeah, it's the cool thing. And you know what? China can have all my information. I don't care. If I can get more metrics out of it, that's like, let's do it. Like,
that's what I say, man.
Steal my info.
I always say you'd be surprised what I do for $20. You know, it's the way. I mean, it's perfect. I mean, for some reason they got the algorithm down, and you know the FYP is probably the best algorithm in the business. And once you're on comic talk or boob talk or food talk or whatever you're on, man, you're on there for a while. So,
and see, that's what's weird is you know, like this is what weirds me out about the internet. So like on Facebook, I'll like when I get really into something, Facebook doesn't fuck with me. Right. It's when I have a random thought. Like I just recently bought Magic the Gathering cards. Like I want to start playing Magic. You would think that Facebook would be like blowing me up with Magic the Gathering ads and comic book ads, but it doesn't. What it does is I'll tell my sister that there's this special spatula I heard about on Amazon, and then I'll be watching dog videos and the spatula pops up on a Facebook ad. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and that's scary. But it's also smart. And supposedly that's what TikTok is. So I'm already like, you know what? Like, you got my information. Like, I can't.
You're in my brain.
Yeah, I've already given you everything, internet. Like, take more, please. Yes. But regardless, we're not here to talk about Blake's weird feelings of the internet. We're here to talk about Adam and his new married life and the idea to launch a comic the day after your honeymoon, and like the interesting strategy that goes on, but also that's also kind of smart too, because like when you think of the algorithm, like everybody's loving your like your family wedding pics, and everybody's like, oh wow, like yeah, this is you're married, love is real, awesome. Hey, I got this comic. Wait, where'd that come from? And so that starts popping into the algorithm too. But how does that happen or feel, or like how's your life going these days? Because I feel like it's been a crazy week for you. Like,
it's been absolutely insane,
right? Like it's just like nothing has stopped for you in the last 7 days.
It's been hard, man. We I mean, the whole purpose of this is we wanted a spooky season Kickstarter. We did one April. I think we did Moonspawn April, May-ish.
Yeah.
And enough time had passed, and we got that completely fulfilled. And we're like, let's do a spooky season one. So, you know, I spoke with my significant other and was like, you know, is is it cool if, we launch this thing right after the day after the wedding, so we can close it up on because we're not even going a full 30 months, 30 days with this, and we wanted to close on Halloween.
Okay.
So that was just kind of the first day. I didn't want to launch on a Sunday. So the third it was, and yeah, there was virtually no strategy behind it because it's all about the pre-launch, and I did little to no work on the pre-launch because I was busy worrying about other stuff, much
Well,
more real stuff.
I told Joey I felt really bad because, like, well, and I don't even know if you would have wanted to do anything Monday night because it would have been like the day after your fucking wedding weekend.
Yeah, I was
I
out of
would,
position.
yeah, you were like, no, but like, yeah, there was when we were initially talking, like, when you launched Monday, I would have very much had you on, and like,
Mhm.
even if it was for an hour and a half, like, just to be like, hey, I don't know if you've watched my Kickstarter launch specials, but I yell at people and call them cowards and then make you sound really cool. And I just keep reminding people that like, hey, this number hasn't changed. You're all dog shit.
Mhm.
Adam's a fucking golden gem to comic books. Like, what, this equation's not equaling out. But
Mhm.
it I don't know if it's working, but I know I've seen numbers go up, and a lot of the campaigns I've done Kickstarter launch parties for did very well day one. Now, I don't just do anybody's Kickstarter launch parties. I believe in the project, and a lot of
Mhm.
them, like, I've interviewed before, and they, like, I know they bring the sauce, right?
Right.
But there was I was like double booked the last couple weeks, and some stupid shit. But anyways, like, I would have loved to have had you on Monday, but I thought I had someone else on Monday, and then I didn't. Yeah, I'm not good at this stuff, Adam. Like,
Hey, you're
people tell me
great at this stuff.
people tell me I'm good at it, but I'm like, man, I need like a I keep like I keep Googling like cool calendar apps, cool
Mhm.
like to-do list apps, and like things that will like help me get organized. And I will waste time
Mhm.
researching these apps and then be like, nah, I'm not using any of them.
Right,
And
right.
then but that pops up. But anyways, yeah, it's like someone was like, hey, there's too much Kickstarter going on. I'm not launching right now. And I was like, well, that's a bummer. Like, my buddy was launching on Monday. That would have been cool. But anyways, you've done this, you've had this week of like
Mhm.
waking up as a married man now,
Mhm.
and you're in like the from what I hear, right? From my buddies and stuff that have gotten married, like, this is the married time where you're like, yeah, I wake up as a married man. And you're like, dude, like, everybody's happy right now. Everybody's excited. Everything's crazy. And then you're like, oh shit, we launched this Kickstarter
Mhm.
campaign. And but even, whether or not you have that stuff going on, and or yeah, or like on the other side of it, like people that like are already married, but like wife's pregnant, or
Mhm.
or stuff like that, like kids stuff going on in between campaigns is also a big deal, because a lot of other creators that we back and make cool comics, they have like families and stuff, which is probably going to be you in a couple years, maybe, who knows,
Mhm.
I don't know, like, well, that's a whole different conversation. But
Right.
yeah, but there's a lot going on, and I
Mhm.
saw you talk about on social media. You were like, man, I keep trying. Like, you told people, you were like, I'm trying to remind you of my Kickstarter, but like, obviously I got shit going on, and so I'm glad we could maybe make this Friday night happen, just to remind some people that, like, hey, you got a Kickstarter going on, and like,
Yeah.
let this guy have his fucking wedding week. Like, just, like, you're at 33 backers right now. I think we need to get to 100. We need to get to 100
Oh,
real quick, is how I feel.
that would be incredible, man.
just like just like get this
That
guy
would
to
be
100,
incredible.
have the couple dead weeks, and then pop in the last week, the last few days, the last
Mhm.
48 hours, and finish it. The guy just got married, ladies and gentlemen. Like,
right. If you didn't give
let
me
him enjoy. Let him
right,
enjoy his
yeah. If
love.
you guys
Like,
didn't give me a toaster or silverware or towels, you got to back the campaign.
yeah, you got to back
Those
the
are the new
campaign.
rules.
That's it. All right. So that's the deal.
Right.
Right now, ladies and gentlemen, you either buy this man a fucking toaster, and the good toaster. I want, if you get him a toaster and you don't back this campaign, it's got to be like the toaster that syncs to your phone, and you
Yeah, the
select
touchscreen
the
toasters.
brown
Yeah.
level.
Hmm.
You know, you tell it if you could put like a fucking pizza in them. Have you seen that? Have you seen the
I
toaster that
have.
like flops on its side? You just put the whole fucking pizza
Hmm.
in there, dude. Like motherfuckers out here trying to get me paid $200 for a toaster.
If you give me that toaster, I'll give you all the comics in the world for free. Hell yeah! I am
he'll,
running out of
he'll
counter
he'll
spaces.
he'll sneak you into the next Hollywood interview he does for Comic Book
I
Resources.
will. Yeah.
He'll be like, "This is my intern." I told him he could pop in and ask a
Yeah.
couple questions.
I sure, sure. As long as I don't get fired, sure.
Joey, write up that Kickstarter tier real quick. We'll launch that. We'll launch that later. But no, it's anyways. Regardless, you got this live Kickstarter, right? That's what we're
Mhm.
here to talk about tonight. We got
It's
Macabre
live.
Mel, Wicked Salvation. If you guys haven't read the previous Freak Show or Shit Show comics, they're very good.
Thank you.
It's a dark, twisted hero verse
Mhm.
with a better name that you don't have to bleep out now. It's the Riotverse, right?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good to
Yes.
say.
Yep.
We feel good about that.
Mhm.
And this he's writing these multi-layered narratives that tell different stories at different periods of time. And this new original graphic novel, Wicked Salvation, featuring Macabre Mel, is where she gets sent to hell. And
Mhm.
in the trade paperback of Shit Show Volume 1, it feels as but a blip, right? Like it's maybe an issue, right? Like
Mhm.
there's an issue where like things happen and things change, and this original graphic novel is filling in that gray area. And this I've seen some of your ideas of how you're structuring this universe, and it seems like you're planning on carrying on this trend. And so how did you come up with this idea of structure in this universe you've created? Because it's awesome and I love it, but
Mhm.
you've also added work to yourself.
Oh, so much work. It's terrible. You talk to anyone in comics, man, and they're like, "Yeah, just start with the anthologies. Write the 6 pager, write the 8 pager, and break in that way." But then I'm like, "Oh no, let's make a whole ass universe." And I don't know, man. One of my favorite things in all of comic is Mike Mignola's Hellboy stuff. And
Yeah.
it's just a master class in structure, and I like that. The thing that's so attractive about that is he starts off with a 4 issue Seed of Destruction thing, and he drops a little nugget here and a nugget there, and he picks it up 10 years later and fills out the story. It's like, you look like, and I mean, there's overarching story arcs and stuff, and in the Hellboy universe and such. But for the most part, he'll come up with a one shot, or he'll do like a 2 issue micro series or 3 issue
Yeah.
micro. It's rare they go past 4 issues. He just tells these little tidbits here and there, and Wicked Salvation's um one of the ideas I came up with while writing Shit Show Volume 1. I'd like to spread myself as thin as possible. Um, and do all sorts of stuff. But at the same time, when I would get frustrated or when I would write myself into a corner with shit show, I jot down ideas. And Mel's a character I always came back to while writing that, and I developed a list of ideas, of what I wanted to do, and then it just clicked. The idea to send her to hell, and that's why the thing in issue 2 happens. So I mean that happened solely so we could tell this story right here. I shouldn't, yeah, to tell this story because I essentially wrote this at the same time as I wrote Shit Show Volume 1, and I was just waiting for the right team to come along and and do it with me, and Rollins finally came along. We worked on the Snake Root story in Moonspawn Zero earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
He did that one. And he's done a bunch of other stuff. We've pitched a couple of things that haven't panned out. We might bring one of those projects back after this. But I was really interested in doing some grayscale or black and white type stuff, as kind of an homage to the pre-code horror and pulpy type stuff like that. And Roland's artwork just matches that to a T and was exactly what I was looking for. So he was open, and we started we started it, man. We decided to do it, and do it we are. And the end result is Macabre Mel, Wicked Salvation.
Which I'm super stoked for. And I'm glad you talked about that, because I was going to ask you what made you want to go black and white, because even your Kickstarter page is very vibrant. It's full of like these violets and purples, and like it's very explosive and colorful. And shit show 1 through 3 was vibrant and colorful. And so it was interesting to see you want to take that away and take it somewhere else. But especially I guess in hell too, because I mean, and that's like the Catholic in me, right? Like I'm wanting like the fire and the burning and like the the scratch and sniff sulfur, like or something. But I like that. I like that you've taken it to black and white and really like showcased your artist, and let that art shine, let that storytelling shine. Let's scroll back up here a little bit. And this is again, like, this is the artist that's working on the book. So I mean, like, their work colored looks really great. And also there's another so I mean, like, the color is cool. So to take that risk and take that away is interesting. And I love to see that showcase, like, thematically, and like why we did that, and how it makes it like a bit more raw and a bit more visceral. And there's, you have this very intriguing hero verse that on the surface level you're like, okay, if like Superman was drunk all the time, and then it turns into something else. And the scariness of like when when all the heroes die and there's not much left, or when the heroes die and the younglings are left and have to kind of fend for themselves and learn about themselves and see how they carry about this new world. So yeah, you have like this really, there's so many layers. It's a blooming onion. It's a delicious blooming onion with great dipping sauce of superhero worlds you got going on, bud.
Thanks, man. Thank you. Yeah, I love onions. I love blooming onions. Someone we had Texas Roadhouse today, and
nice.
we had fried pickles, and they threw in half of the Texas Roadhouse blooming onion. I don't know what they call it. But yeah, man, I got a surprise blooming onion. So apt analogy.
Small world. Right. But I mean, that's what I'm saying. There's just I was shocked. I remember reading this the first time and like talking to you online, because this happened a while ago. Like like it feels like forever, but Blake's Buzz hasn't been around for the longest time, right? It's not like I'm not fucking CBR. It's not like I was fucking here when like the internet broke out and shit, like I was here when like I popped up when like Kickstarter was cool, and I was like, I snuck in and was like, like I bought Cosmic Detective. I'm part of the Kickstarter scene, right? That's when I popped in, which we've all got now with its gilded
good
edges.
Was that,
dude? It's so big. I love how big it is. It's so like, it's massive, and the splash pages are massive, and everything's different and fun and awesome. Yeah. Anyway, but that's what I love about Kickstarter, because like, it costs a little bit extra money, but the shit when you get it in the mail, you're like, ooh, oh my goodness. And then like the cardstock covers and the girthy pages and like everything feels good and looks good, and like feels good to hold. You're like, is this a single issue, or am I holding a trade paperback in my hand? Like, it's heavy, feels nice. Like, like I love paying for moisture wrinkles. I do. Like, I love bonus content, but fuck, damn, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I hear you, man. It's yeah. I'm just glad. That was the one Kickstarter. That was probably the quickest Kickstarter I've ever backed. And I was just waiting. Like I would every time I would see like the Kickstarter update, I'm like, is Cosmic Detective coming? And I was
Yeah.
like, no, not yet. Damn it. It doesn't help that the past 2 years have been the longest 2 years to ever year, you know. It's
Yeah,
just
everything just trickled out. Everything
it's
took a lot longer.
just
But
excruciating.
you know, you had a good Kickstarter
Mhm,
in between your Scout release and now. And
mhm.
actually, you've had two. Sorry,
Yeah,
you've had two
yeah.
good Kickstarters, and you have embraced the anthology format. And this is what I love. This is what I love about Kickstarter and indie comics is because like so you know if you guys aren't familiar with the Riotverse, you're stupid and you need to buy these comics. I'm just like this is why they pay me the big bucks to tell you guys that you're wrong and you're buying the wrong comics. But like so he did these 3 issues at Scout, and they were three like they were almost 30 pages each. They were
Mhm.
bigger issues. So like the volume one trade of like 3 issues is it's a girth, it's a nice girth. Man,
Yeah.
last night we
You
said
keep
girthy a lot.
yeah,
So,
you keep dropping girth a lot, man, between that and the tap dry thing, what's going on?
I don't know, man. It's selling books. We're gonna keep doing.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
That's gonna be the new deal of like when people are like, we're doing a cardstock cover. This they're gonna be like, it's a girthy comic.
Girthy.
I get it, but like
I
it.
you know what? We're doing a cardstock cover for this, so I will put that pull quote at the top of the campaign right after this. It's girthy. Blake's Buzz.
What's up? What's up, Jerome? Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you. But yeah, so you did these three um
Mhm,
almost like a traditional one, almost a traditional one shot issue length, right? Like
mhm,
but you did these 3 issues, released them as a trade, and then two back to back anthologies,
mhm,
short stories to expand this mythos that you've created, which you did really well. And now you're bringing us back. You're going back to original graphic novel length. They're giving us like a longer, bigger story, like to
mhm,
sink our teeth into. And I like that. I like that you keep us on our toes, that we like what the fuck are we going to get, where are you going to take us, what are you going to do to us? I love
mhm.
asking these questions, but when you're thinking about this in between planning your wedding, but like what made you want to do that? Like because you had a lot of you had a lot of success with the anthology stuff and people like it and people like I feel like people liked it. Like the
Mhm,
shorts was awesome.
mhm.
The last Kickstarter was awesome and fulfilled, and I feel like people were happy. Somehow I missed the pogs. I still don't know how I missed those fucking pogs,
I don't
but
know how you missed it, man.
I'm getting them on the next one. But like you know what made you think of to experiment in the format, or not necessarily experiment because
Mhm,
you're on a voyage that people have been
mhm,
to before, but the way you're releasing them is very fresh, right? Like
mhm,
going from like anthology and like or you know single issue trade collection, couple anthologies. Now we're at an original graphic novel. You're not done.
mhm,
There's more you got coming too. We're going to get more original graphic novels. We're going to get more
mhm,
anthologies. We're going to get more single issues.
mhm, mhm,
The places and times are going to change, and we're going to be introduced to new characters as well as like Satan and Angel.
mhm.
You've rewritten Catholicism basically, which is like good for you because that shit was fucking dry and boring. Like it needed a relaunch. Catholicism needed a relaunch and a fresh number one issue, ladies and gentlemen.
Right,
I'll be the
yes,
first to say it. But
yes.
so yeah, like
Mhm,
what 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 made you want to do that? Because again, the pressure on you of like we could just do single issues, but no, let's try this
mhm,
time, this time, this like were you just kind of like playing with what was hot at Kick? Because you know anthologies are
mhm,
well, I anthologies are hot, but they're also harder to fund
mhm,
too. But I feel like you didn't have much trouble with
mhm.
your last two, but you also weren't asking for like 28 grand or something like that. Like it
Right, right,
wasn't
right.
you weren't paying like 18 artists and 14 writers Yeah, so like that helped you too. But anyways, like what prompted you to experiment with format and pop around like you're doing right
Right.
now?
No, so I mean, the idea was, so if you buy Shit Show #1 through your comic store, or if you get it online through the Scout website or whatever, you'll notice that there's a backup story in that. And the idea was to do a backup story to each issue, to 1, 2, and 3. But then all of a sudden, I found myself with 5 issues, or 5 short stories, and I'm like,
Mm,
well, we only have 3 issues, and I didn't want to just have two laying around for volume 2, whenever that comes. So I'm like, well, let's stop, because they didn't want to double up. I had a page count I had to abide by. So then I'm like, okay, well, #1's already to print, so let's just hold off on the backup story to 2 and 3. So we did, and I combined those with the overfill backup stories, or whatever you want to call it. And I think we did another one original, or not original, they're all original, but another one to help pad it out some, and that ended up on Kickstarter. Everyone was doing Kickstarter, and I'm like, well, I haven't done a Kickstarter yet. Let's try. And that one funded in 23 hours, I think it funded.
yeah, you fun. Well,
Um,
now everything's weird too. So like you
mhm.
can't take like right now you can't take previous success
Right.
and
Oh,
plan on
it's
it,
a total
right?
crap, and that's the thing. I think I was talking with Joy about this the other day, man. You see creators that you would assume are guaranteed to fund in 30 minutes or something like that, and they're struggling. It's just a
Yeah.
completely different environment now. And then you go to the how many campaigns are active. There's got to be a hundred, over 100 comics campaigns or something on Kickstarter right now, I'd guess. If you go
Yeah.
to the
Oh,
explore page.
it's stupid. It's stupid.
Uh,
I had to I woke up to a real life moment today where like I got stretched for that. I was like, real life. No, I was like, let's pay our bills, let's balance our checkbook, and then I was like, ooh, we can't afford all these Kickstarter campaigns we've
mhm,
backed, so let's we're switching to digital, and I had to switch
mhm,
to a lot of digital stuff. I always feel bad about it. I don't like it's like that Catholic guilt, man. It never leaves me. And I do,
um,
I don't think, like when I see campaigns and when it's shiny and pretty and it's people I respect and care about and want stories from them, right? Like I back it. And unfortunately, the last few weeks, it's that's several $100s
mhm,
if you're backing all your friends and all the people that like like I cross circles with a lot of people. I know the hot Kickstarters that people are backing right now, and and that's even a bummer too, because like after you back all the people then there's all these other interesting campaigns that want money too, and it's like fuck, man, like it's crazy. And I know and Kickstarter's getting more expensive because
mhm,
shipping's going up, paper prices are going up, and I know it's not your guys' fault, and so just things are changing, um and some campaigns are moving slower than others, and I can't imagine how stressful that is, because I feel the tension. Like
mhm,
I feel the tension, like just wanting that comic. Like, oh, I want this to happen. Like I'm gonna put my money down. I want this comic for real. Like
mhm,
I want it to like come in the mail and I get to like open it up and there's stickers and stamps and cool
mhm,
shit. And we don't know if that's gonna happen or not right now, right? And
mhm,
it's just it's crazy. And you know, again, going back to your series of events of like we just got married over the weekend.
mhm,
Now we've launched this campaign. Campaigns are moving slower. Unfortunately, when campaigns move slower, life stays at the same speed. That's what's
mhm.
fucked up, right? Like life doesn't slow down for you. Um, what's it like? What's the wife input on this? Like, is she cool with you? Like,
Oh, yeah.
like right now, it's Friday night. It's Friday night,
Mhm.
ladies and gentlemen. Adam is has been married for 5 days, and
Mhm.
he's spending his first Friday night married with Blake's Buzz and not his wife. Like, is she like? Or is she used to this by now too? Because you do a lot of big interviews and stuff.
She's absolutely she encourages it. She's in the next room playing her Switch. Just that new Disney game that came out.
Oh,
I don't
nice.
know
All right, cool. So
what it is.
she's nerdy. She's got other stuff she can distract herself with.
She'll probably kill me for this, but her wand collection is in the office right here from Harry Potter. Her actual wand. We're not talking girth or anything. We're talking the actual wands are there. But no, she's just as nerdy as I am. So
that's cool, man.
She's super supportive of all that stuff, and that's why I say I'm like, "Are you okay if we're doing this?" And she says, "Go for it." So okay.
Nice. Well, that's cool. I'm glad because I just again going back to like kids, married life, everything, all these things that add up, right? And you had to plan that. That was a big weekend that you had to plan a lot of shit. My sister and her fiance are starting to plan stuff for next October when they get married. And it like cracks me up because I'm like, I'm the hopeless one, right? I'm like, I'm the one doing fucking live streams during the week, right? And I'm like, I got my podcast, and I'm just gonna get hammered at your wedding, like it's gonna be great, and I don't have to plan shit. I just got to show up. I'm the brother, like I'm the douchebag, like I'm gonna get hammered and embarrass people, and but yeah, I just it's crazy, and I was so happy for you just because like we've talked before, and you were on the show before, and I really you're good people, and I really like your writing. I really like this world that you've created. And I love that it's blowing up for you, and I want it to keep blowing up for you. And like I said, like I'm gonna have a lunchroom riot stocking cap, like as
please.
No, but like there will be Blake's Buzz episodes later where I have like a Chiefs beanie, 2 X-Men beanies. I need a Riotverse beanie. Like it's gonna happen.
You need a Riotverse beanie. We are gonna go hard.
You're like you need a beanie. You need the sweatpants.
You need the hoodie. Quarter zip. You need the leggings we're working on.
We got extra long socks for fat people ankles. You get those too.
Yeah, we got the cankle socks. We got what else we got? We got the I did think boxers, shit show boxers would be pretty legit.
On your ass? On the ass shit show? Yeah. Coming with like pre-stained
pre-skid mark.
Like we put the skid mark, like, but that's also kind of genius too, because like, they were printed on there, babe. I didn't do that. I like
these aren't gross. It's like a get out of jail free card. It's the pre-skid mark, or maybe I don't know, or maybe that'll be it. That'll be.
I'll talk to the marketing guy, Joey. Do skid mark? Do pre-skid mark boxer briefs sell? We'll figure it out. We'll Google it.
That might be a Kickstarter campaign. We'll skid mark it for you. Your choice of creator or something. No, but merchandise, man. Why not? It's the merchandise game's changing. We have all sorts of stuff in the works for next year, man. So we're gonna hit the ground running and try and take more of the publishing into our own hands without having to rely on traditional on the dark shit show condoms. Where's the liability go with that? Like,
there's no liability. It's just you say a prayer to Jesus.
I know. If they don't work, I guess that's what LLCs are for, right? You sue the company, not the atom. So, but I'm not sure. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how we can white label some condoms.
Though, I do remember being younger and when the glow in the dark things came out, and they all said like novelty item. Like there was like a legit deal that was like, don't put this on your dinger. Like this is not a dinger blockade. This is a novelty glow in the dark item. And then now that I'm looking back on that, like thinking about like Spencer's in the mall, like when we all the weird shit they used to sell, like did they even glow in the dark, you think? Like if you can't even semen blockade it, like is it even gonna glow? Like do you think it would just like unraveled into like this sad like plastic bag from a grocery store that I put my milk in to like carry it home.
Jesus Christ. Oh shit. So many thoughts, so many things that probably shouldn't be said.
No, yeah, it shouldn't. That, and you know what? That, thanks for coming back on my show, because
No problem. It's like the scenario. Every time someone goes shopping at a movie, they have a baguette hanging out of the bag. So has the baguette been a euphemism all along? Like, what's going on? You guys don't like bread that much.
Yeah, well, I love bread, but
I love bread too.
I
That's all I've eaten left over from the wedding is just like a literal trash bag full of dinner rolls, and that's what I've been eating this week. Is nothing but
just
carbohydrates.
dinner rolls, or are you like putting
Just
meat on?
dinner
Because
rolls.
did you guys have like a sandwich section too?
No,
'Cause
we had chicken. We had chicken,
right.
and pork things and cheesy potatoes. That was the hardest decision I think I
Ooh.
made. All of good old classic funeral potatoes. You're from the Midwest, you know all
Okay,
about funeral
yes.
potatoes,
Okay,
right?
so no, yeah, not necessarily funeral potatoes though. Potatoes.
Potatoes.
Not necessarily funeral potatoes, but let me tell, let me talk to y'all about some taters now, real quick now. But look, the best part of a funeral or a wedding or a family event is the potatoes. You can't, if you fuck up the potatoes, you fuck up the relationship. Like you gotta nail the potatoes, man. Like so you can have like, you can be like, all right, we'll have some dinner rolls and some cheese and some ham and turkey. Everybody gets to make their own sandwiches, but we're gonna have some crazy good taters though. Like people are gonna be like, I still remember when my buddy Nick Saviano, so like when I was a kid, like a lot of the people I went to grade school with, like I knew older than I am, like, or older. Whoa, that didn't make sense. A lot of the people, a lot of the people that I went to grade school with, I grew up with, and I knew them as like adults, and we like partied through college and grew up together because it was a smaller community, right? And everybody gave me shit at this wedding when I went to Nick Saviano's wedding, and my buddy Dennis and I got fucking super hammered because we brought these flasks in, and we were fucking just drinking whiskey out of flasks with Pepsi. They didn't even have Coke at this wedding; they had fucking Pepsi, and so we're having to like drink whiskey and Pepsi, and I was so fucking hammered. We were all walking through the line to like go through the buffet kind of deal, and there was like all these there was like 18 gallons of mashed potatoes. So I like got all these mashed potatoes, and they had like prime rib, and the chef guy who was like in the fancy jacket, and there's like a heat lamp and this huge fucking like mouth watering mound of prime rib, and like I watched this motherfucker, the tiny people, the tiny like cute pretty people that like looked real good in their suits and dresses, he's fucking like cutting them like half-inch fucking slabs off this fucking
talk about girth. Jesus.
Yeah, right. I get up to this motherfucker, I'm in my suit jacket, a button-up shirt and jeans, and I'm big, right? I'm a big man. Like I need some food. He fucking slices me off this tiny little piece of meat. And so I got this tiny piece of meat and like 18 pounds of mashed potatoes. And the mashed potatoes were really good. Everybody made fun of me all night because I was fucking hammered. And when I gave the wedding speech, I talked about how good the mashed potatoes were. I didn't talk about how happy I was for my buddy Nick to get married to this lady. I talked about the mashed potatoes, which checked out because they got divorced. They're divorced now. So, you know, their love wasn't real, but the mashed potatoes were. Anyway, you can't have a wedding. Like if the potatoes are good, you're good. So your potatoes were good. So you're safe. You're gonna live long and prosper and love your lady, and everything's gonna be fine.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah. Because you got the potatoes.
I've got the good potatoes. Great.
You know, potatoes. You get it. I love this. I love this. See, this is why we talk. Mashed potatoes. Like mashed potatoes, scallop potatoes, dinner rolls, and mashed. Yeah. Oh, see, this person, Lycox gets it. Like, where are you at? Where are you at? Tell us where you're from. I feel like you know. This was not real. Yes. Okay, we're all on the same level. This person lives like next door to my house. I think they're like, I live next door to you for a year.
Look out the window,
you motherfucker. No. But no, Adam, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This was your first interview for
no,
coming
man.
off
I
your
want.
wedding.
I'd rather talk potatoes. Let's talk
No,
potatoes.
but yeah, I'm super happy for you that I'm glad. Like I said, the pictures look great. You both look phenomenal. The suit colors, the it's not beige. It was like a boys to men khaki was the color. I feel like I felt like it was a on bended knee kind of color palette from that old music video. Like the pictures I saw of you guys together, maybe a little bit. No. Did I see different pictures? Who
you
am I
may
thinking
have.
about?
You may be thinking of someone else. I didn't wear anything beige.
You didn't?
No.
Oh shit.
I had a black suit with a green tie.
No shit. I'm about to pull up your Facebook. No, I'm not. We're not gonna do that. I'm just
go right ahead. No,
I'm just sharing the screen. I swear to God. All right, whatever. All right, that part was wrong. Don't listen to that part, ladies and gentlemen. We're just gonna axe that out. He's a happily married man. I just don't know what color pants he was wearing. But I feel like you guys had a good time, good party, good crowd. Like everything was cool.
Perfect day. Yeah.
This is what I love. See, man, I know you came on here to talk about your Kickstarter, but like I want to talk about life. I want to talk about life and love and shit that like the backstory, right? Like the like let's guilt trip people into backing your comic, guilt trip
people.
Like, man, like he's this guy, like he just had to pay for a wedding. He's got this wife who's just sitting in the next room watching Chris Pratt talk Mario on her Switch. Like, I don't know what they're doing over there.
The button stopped working on the left side, so now we got to get a replacement button. Plus
like that was a long time ago. Like the drift, the old Joy-Con drift. Like, you guys play Splatoon? Is the new Splatoon any good?
What's that?
That's like the squid, not squid.
Man,
games,
I don't video games. Sometimes I play Fall Guys. It's Splatoon on Fall Guys.
I used to play video games a lot, and then I launched a podcast. And when Blake's Buzz launched, the video game nerd in me died. Like it's kind of fucked up. Like I used to be obsessed with Destiny. And I had like a few friends I would play Destiny with, and like I did a couple raids, like and I used to be really good at like PvP in Destiny. And then I launched Blake's Buzz, and now like I just read all the time. Just read. It's just reading. But it's not even that. It's really not even that. Like, because even when I try and play games now, it's just not as fun to me anymore. Like the other day, like I played Mario Kart with my sister and her fiance and our cousin, and that was fun. Like we really did have fun. We got fucking ripping the bong, got super lit, fucking great. Like, right? You know, we play Mario Kart. Sorry if you guys don't do drugs, grow up. It's legal now. I can talk about it like we're drinking alcohol. And but you know, like that was fun. But then like when they left, I was like, ooh, like I'm like I forgot like how fun Switch could be. And so like they left, and I started trying to play Mario Kart, and I was like, this isn't as fun when people aren't, like it was weird. So like something kind of died inside of me. And regardless of that, but I still love comics. Like I can read comics, I can read omnibuses, or like write a review, or now I'm on TikTok, I'm doing video reviews, I'm posting like excerpts of fucking interviews I'm doing, and that I like my new video game is like editing video and audio, and I'm like, oh, you're so fucking lame, Blake. What had happened to you? Like, oh, we used to fucking play Destiny, and we used to fucking we used to fly our spaceship across planets and fight raids and shit. And like, it was fucking 4:00 in the morning, and everybody's yelling at each other, and they're like, dude, I'm done. Like, we can't fucking, I told you guys, like, you gotta wait till he drops the chalice. When he drops the chalice, you shoot him in the face with your phase rifle, and then we beat him, and then we get the raid drop. And like, I lost that. I quit caring. I'm like, no, I'm just gonna read. I'm gonna read read shit now.
We need
And
to light that flame. What do you let's light that flame. How do we light that flame once again?
I don't even, dude, I don't even know. I really don't. Like, I realize, so like I used to be obsessed with Fire Emblem. Like I
Okay.
love Fire Emblem and Final Fantasy are very important to
Mhm.
like young nerd me. And the last Fire Emblem game came out on the Switch, the Three Houses. That was the first new Fire Emblem game on Switch. And I started playing it and I spent about I went like real hard for like 20-25 hours, and that's my problem. Like I go real hard on shit and then I bail out. But a lot of times I also bail out because like I'm like, man, I really want to like play this game, but I gotta interview this guy about his Kickstarter and his Riotverse shit. But no, it's just I think part of it's like where I put my time in.
Right.
And I also do and I really do, like a lot of times when I try and game now, every now and then I'll like try and like spark it up again. And what happens is at the end of part of it's Catholic guilt, and I know like I have to prep for something that's coming up and need to like I'm like, man, you really need to not do this right now. Um, but like right now, man, part of it is like TikTok is really exciting. I hate how exciting TikTok is to me right now. I feel like such a fucking douchebag right now. Like TikTok
Go
is
for it,
really
man.
TikTok is really
Do it.
exciting to me. And like I'm doing these like, and it's not even fancy. It's a
Mhm.
PowerPoint presentation where I
Yep.
read the review I wrote. And the saving grace of it is I'm a good writer, and I can make a review sound cool, and I have a nice microphone that makes my voice sound
Mhm.
cool, right? And so I like I read this fucking voiceover
Right.
over this PowerPoint presentation where I show the pages that the company sent me to showcase.
No,
But I love it. I love
the
fucking love it. It's dope as fuck.
the thing that's so awesome about that, and everyone, prefers the authenticity, of
Yeah.
the stuff. You don't see TikToks, the best TikToks, the most viral TikToks aren't the ones with the insane production value. It's the people with
Yeah.
the very poor green screen backgrounds or something, talking all over stuff, man. That's uh, people just don't care about that type of stuff anymore. The refined, high quality type stuff, and
People
TikTok
don't
and
care about fucking shit all anymore. And it's not
Mhm.
even people, it's the algorithm.
Right.
Like, dude, I've been talking about this for a couple weeks now, like how I compete with the algorithm. I have conversations between myself and my alt Twitter on online now. And that's how people, and dude, I'm not even lying, like more people are interacting with my tweets. And when I Okay, so this is what I heard. So it started out you couldn't post a link in your tweet, right? So like
Mhm.
back in the day, like a year ago, not even a year ago, 8 months ago, six months ago, you could say like, "Hey, my name's Adam, and I have a new fucking original graphic novel out, and
Mhm.
here's the link. You can click it and go there and check it out." Now they hide that. If you put the link in the original tweet, they fucking hide it. So then it started out where it was like, okay, I'll say like, hey, my name's Blake. I do comic book press. I read comic books all the time. I know what I'm talking about. This guy Adam has a great fucking Kickstarter link in comments. And then I could link you in the comments and tweet that and post like a thread. Now everybody's saying like, all right, here's what you really need to do is say, hey, my name's Blake. I like backing Kickstarters. This Kickstarter looks really cool. Link in the comments. Some other random person posts the link in the comments. That's not Blake's Buzz Twitter. So now I'm in this new world of I post a link, I post a follow up, or I post an intrigue, and then I post a follow-up link from my alt, and then I like that from my main Twitter, and then post like a cute GIF, and then like that too. And then I post that, and then like then people see it. and then it gets shared, and then it gets spread around.
So you're telling me you're also the brave little toaster?
Yeah, dude. Yes, the Blake bot, the
Yeah.
Blake bot tool 46 and 2. Yes,
that's incredible. I thought it was just like a super fan that was sharing all the links. I'm like,
are you fucking serious?
I'm like,
Are you fucking with me right
no,
now?
I mean, I'm like, oh man, Blake has a groupie that's helping promote, man. This is awesome.
No, it's just me. It's just me trying to get people to click on a goddamn link, man.
That's incredible.
Right? Yeah,
I'm gonna do that now.
That's how sad shit is right now. It's not even sad, but that's how. And then if you go to Facebook, I tried to take the same clusterfuck element over to Facebook, and Facebook was like, no, we're smarter than that. And Facebook will hide the links that you post in the comments.
It's so
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. And so like this is just me trying to like get my interviews out. Like, and you're the one who's like, I'm investing fucking money into this comic. I'm paying these artists. I'm paying these people. I'm paying these letters. We're putting this production out, and yeah, they're fucking straight up hiding it from you, dude. Like, it's crazy. Like, people need to revolt. We need to set off fucking alarms and fireworks and shit. I don't know what we need to do.
We need to do something, man. No, it's insane. Facebook's so insane. Now they're like showing
is that
watching? Uh-oh.
Is that Kelsey? Is that Kelsey's your
Yes. Yes, she is.
Joy-Con Drift Israel. I remember that. I remember when that like happened. And I also remember when Nintendo was like, "We're not refunding you. We'll maybe put an update out for your controllers."
Gotta make that Mario movie, man. That looks dope as hell. But no,
it looks dope as hell. But side note, have you seen the deal where it makes it when they play Chris Pratt's voice over Bob's Burgers mom's animation, and they have the same voice?
Oh no.
Dude.
That, no.
Yeah, she's it's what is her name? I can't remember her name. I remember there's Jean.
Kelsey knows. Linda, right?
It's Linda.
Linda?
It's Linda.
I don't know. Comments. That's
Kelsey. Look up the Linda Mario conspiracy. You're gonna drop into a really deep spiral and I just saved your guys' marriage. Like, it was about to fall apart. Your marriage was about to fall apart before you were like, I'm just coming. We got married. I launched this Kickstarter. It's tumultuous. We're just trying to make it last. Now I've saved you. I've saved you with Bob's Burgers. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. You guys are actually both beautiful and adorable together, and I love all your pictures. And I'm again like big jealous, but big happy for both of you, because
thank you.
When the last time we talked, you were talking about this. You were like, we're about to make all these big steps. We're about to do these things, and so yeah, it's cool to. I'm just glad it paid off for you, man, because it's a lot of things aggravate me. And I don't get to dwell on them because I don't want that kind of popularity. And I do have opinions, and I do think some of them are important, but some of them I have to pump the brakes and like remind myself that like, fuck, we do have a following now, and we got to be careful what we say. Cause I used to be able to say whatever the fuck I want to say online, man. Like, and now like, and that aggravates me too, because like, cool, now I got to watch myself because 4,000 people follow me, but guess not even 2,000 people listen to my podcast, you assholes. Like, listen to my goddamn podcast, or like, give me a goddamn break. Like, but anyways, I have to remind myself to like, pump the brakes sometimes. But anyways, it's very cool to see you succeed in numerous levels, because I had a very fun time talking to you last time. Now I talk more, which I'm sorry. Like, but you're like, I feel like man, like Blake, I've said like 5 words this whole fucking interview, but like,
no, I'm up to 7, man. Don't short yourself. It's fine.
But I'm super happy for you that you met some that because you're kind of living the nerd dream, man. You're like you met this beautiful woman, and you've started this life for yourself, and you're also making comic books, and you're also getting to interview Wesley Snipes, and somehow this ball of this snowflake started at the top of the mountain, and now it's rolling. Now it's a big old fucking snowball.
It is, man. It is, and it's taking out. And that's why next year is going to be so damn crazy. I just want to get through this Kickstarter. Let's get this funded so I can kind of gather myself the months of November and December. I say gather, but then we're announcing some big stuff January, and then we're hitting the ground. I think I have 10 issues coming out next year.
That's fucking nuts. Like crowdfunding or direct market. Like, you're gonna be in the direct market. You're gonna pop in on the other places.
So I'll have 3 issues out through Scout. Well, I'll call that traditional. We'll go the traditional direct market route. We'll have 2 Kickstarters, and
what are you doing? Scout still Riotverse?
Yeah. Yep. Keepers of the Cosmos is through Scout.
I keep forgetting about that. Yeah.
I do too, man.
Yeah.
Don't fret. Every so
often. I'm supposed to. We a while back we talked. I'm supposed to give you a pull quote for that too. Fuck.
God, you want? Yeah, go right ahead, man.
Yes, I want my name on anything that gets released. Like,
you say something, be like this comic's got a shit ton of girth, or this
like
so girthy.
You know what? This one time I watched this fucking stupid movie called Guardians of the Galaxy on Disney Plus. But you know what's real is Adam Barnhardt's fucking Cosmos fucking inspired. Like, I want to be on that pirate ship. I want to travel to those galaxies. I want to be real on that level.
I'll put it on the cover right now.
I'll give you better pull quotes than that. I promise. I swear to God.
That might take up the whole cover.
Yeah, like
that we would probably have to get a special wraparound variant for.
Like this is gonna be the special edition Kickstarter cover of the bumbling white madman that you all know from Kansas City, Missouri. I'm really glad he liked this comic, but he just couldn't get his words down. It was a rolling. It's like an inch for him. You know, like
we'll do the connecting cover across all 3 issues. So that's coming out. Number 1 comes out in April, and then we're doing a non-traditional direct thing with a 4-issue miniseries next year as well. I call it direct because I don't know how else to explain it. It won't be available through Diamond, but it will be available.
And that's Scout though. Like, you're signed up with Scout.
For some things, okay. Like Keepers that's under contract for Scout, but then the 4-issue mini we're working on right now, that's going to be through Lunchroom Riot, man. That's just going to be through the Lunchroom Riot website, and through my email address, and however else you want it. I mean, you guys could probably send me a Facebook DM, but yeah, we got a plan in place, and we're moving to it, man. And 10 issues throughout 12 months. I don't know how the hell it's gonna work or shake out, but we're gonna do it, and we're gonna give it a good old college try and see how it goes, man. We're gonna make some comic books.
Well, speaking of making comic books, I know. Do you want me to show that thing you sent me, or like?
Let's do it, man. Yeah, let's pull it up. Let's do it.
All right, let's get here. Let's get in here real quick. All right, so we got a new cover.
We are, yes. So for Macabre Mel, Wicked Salvation, we are adding a new cover. It's going to. So what we did last time with Moonspawn. So this covers by Federica Manchin and Marta Gasparoni, and this duo, man, this tag team duo, they're probably going to do Marvel and DC stuff before too far, man. They're just dominating the game, and they're working with all sorts of indie creators, and they're already owning the world of indie comics. But they made this cover ABCD, so it'd be E. It's our 5th cover, and we're going to add it as an add-on. Yeah.
E or F? You have so many covers.
A, B, C, D, E. So it would be E because
Right.
hardcover's hardcover. We're not lettering the hardcover. But yeah, man, if anyone who backs at an every cover or everything level, it automatically gets this free one, and everyone else can add it onto their package. It'll be cheaper than the other books. Just as a kind of like a little thank you to you for backing. Same exact setup as Moonspawn. If anyone backed the Moonspawn thing, same artist coincidentally and things like that. But I'm super excited. This is the art team I'm working with on the Moonspawn mini series, which is probably
Nice.
going to be our first book of 2024. It's crazy. I'm starting to think about 2024. I was thinking about that the other day, and I'm like, man, it's crazy.
Yeah, you've got a route paved in the forest that you get to follow. Like you're stepping on concrete blocks. Like they're set. They're ready to go. I like that though. I like that.
Hopefully.
I want more of this, man. I love the fucking Riotverse. It's fucking sick. It's fucking sick. I love that you have all these different artists that are doing all these different things for you, whether they're the main artists on the book or doing variants. Like it's I love well you're a good part of the community, and I feel like that's why you've got a lot of these good variants and stuff, because you're not some piece of shit that people are just fucking like, I guess I'll do this for you. You're like you're a fucking champion of the industry. You love Kickstart. You invest your soul in it. You invest the fucking week after you got fucking married into it. Like this is you guys should be at like a fucking bar, like fucking dropping Molly, like getting weird tonight, and you're fucking here talking to me, man. Like,
man,
it's fucking
you don't know
great.
what I'm doing after this shit. You can't see, but I have PJs on, man. I have flannel pants on. I ain't doing.
You're like,
shit.
I got fucking glow sticks in my Riotverse hoodie. I'm about to crack these motherfuckers when we get off. We're gonna dance. We're gonna have a good time.
Who says
no,
I
man.
haven't? Who says I haven't popped Molly, man? That's why we talked about potatoes so fucking much.
But no, again, like I'm just, I just love how excited and real you are, dude. Like you're, and again, like it freaks me out that like you're the things that I'm interviewing you, talking to you about like your comic book endeavors, and like, and simultaneously, like I've messaged you and talked to you and been like, dude, I'm so like insanely like, I would love to get to that part where like, I'm not just interviewing like big comic book names. I'm interviewing like the fucking actors of fucking of the MCU, and like you are in this very crazy part of the nerd life, right? Like you're in this part that a lot of people don't get, and you're doing things for the job, and you're doing things for you, and there's a good mixture of it all, and and like I said, you have a good attitude, you have a good outlook, and you have a good voice, and because of that, like people are watching your other endeavors, and then they're also coming back to you and watching what you're trying to do, like on your own via crowdfunding and via your own storytelling. And I think a lot of people struggle with that right now, man. And I hope you remember that, like, as I've interviewed a lot of people, and a lot of Kickstarters are moving slow. Some people are getting lucky, right? Some people like they get seen earlier than others, maybe. I don't know I don't really know how that plays out, but it's a tough time for kickstarting right now. And I really hope you retain your attitude and your love for this weird world we're in right now, even though it's gonna I have faith. Like I know you're gonna fund. It may take a little bit longer than you want, but I do really think you're gonna fund. But it's just so weird right now, and there's so many things going on, and so I hope with your other endeavors and stuff, I really hope you take that to heart, and And I hope you don't get divorced next week because of I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
man, we're good on that front. That's the most solid part of my life right now.
That's good.
So
That's good.
yeah.
That's but see, that's dude, that's the story, right? Like I love your superhero verse too, but like
Mhm.
you also have this like really intriguing love story. That like John I when I talked to Jonathan Hedrick,
Mhm.
I mentioned the same thing. Like when I talked to him, like like they like fell in love and they were like talking about this online and also like launching Kickstarter. Both of them were launching
Right.
Kickstarters, and it was just like fuck. And so you're also doing it. It's really cool, man. It's so wonderful to see like things pay off like in the slow times, because let's face it, like right now I feel like your life's not very slow. Like even if you're
Mhm.
like in between moments and you're like looking at your Kickstarter campaigns and you wish you wish it was like flowing a little bit better, but you're also like you just got fucking married and you have like 18 other things on your mind. Like
Mhm.
you're easily distracted right now, right? Like you're chasing the shiny things, and
And
that's good. Like
that's not even factoring in the ADHD either, man. It's not even factoring in on the mental illness. It's, no, it's, no, thanks, man. That's the thing. I always my face lights up anytime I see you tweet stuff. You do so much stuff for the indie comics community, man, and, anytime you have me on, it's a blast, man. You're anytime I think about doing something, I'm like, man, I'll probably go to Blake first. Like, I'll probably talk to you about this January launch at some point, um, about what we're doing. But that's the thing, man. Who knows? Crowdfunding's it's scary as shit, man. It's scary as shit
yeah,
right now, and
it's
everyone's
super
doing it.
scary. It's weird.
And you talked with everyone with the campaign, and you have some people funding within the first couple of days, but that's few and far between, man. I saw some campaign the other day funded $3,000 in the last 4 hours to make
Yeah.
funding goal, and it's just it's the game. That's how the game is now, man. People sign up for notifications, and then they get that 48 hours left email, and then they back, and they're like, oh shit, I have to back right now. Um, I'm thankful that they back, but at the same time, man, you should have done that 2 weeks ago. So I would have I would have more hair.
No,
My hair.
I do the same thing. Like this, I got paid today, and I had to.
Mhm.
I really wanted. So I have the whole Wasted Space
Oh,
saga
the
digitally,
omnibus, yeah.
right? Like but I like previously like bought that digitally like as it was going on, and I really wanted to get the omnibus, but uh when I got paid today, I paid all my bills, I set everything up, and then I was like, well, that's not gonna work. And so I had to like switch stuff to digital, and I canceled my vault. But they're fine. Vault's fine. Like
See,
they're
that's another one of the things you see. Like, obviously, had Keanu Reeves do like $1 million, but at the same time, that's all I saw for a while now. For like months leading up to the thing, all I saw on Facebook and Twitter were wasted space ads, and I think they're only
yeah.
like 4,000 past their goal. I
Yeah,
fully
it's not
expected
it's not
that.
crazy. You know
It's
what?
not crazy.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I don't care if I'm fucking myself. I for weeks I messaged them. I messaged Michael directly, and I messaged Vault, and I was like, hey, like I was I know Vault sees me because Vault sends me review copies and stuff, and like I was like, hey, like I'm here, like let me talk to Michael, like that's what I hype Kickstarters, like
Mhm.
let me hype your fucking Kickstarter, and I begged and I begged and I begged, and finally they were like, all right, Michael will give you 40 minutes at 3 o'clock in the middle of the day, and I messaged him, and I was like, guys, I have a day job. Like, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Like, and that was it. That was I tried. And again, I love Vault. I know I'm not like trying to talk shit or anything, but yeah, like I really tried to like be there. Like I was like, oh shit, this is my time, right? Like this is like I'm the guy. I'm the
Mhm.
Kickstarter guy. Like let me, like I'm here. And but anyways, yeah, it was weird, anyways, I was really bummed. I really did want that omnibus, but you know, like I have them, I bought them digitally previously, and it was either like pay for the omnibus or cancel 5 other campaigns to like adjust that, right? And it sucks, and I feel bad, and I don't like I have a Patreon now and shit, and but even with the Patreon, and even like I need to find a better job is basically what I need to do. But you know, like whatever. If you know, if 984 people subscribe to my Patreon, this would be fine. Like I'll quit if 984 people subscribe to Blake's Buzz at the base level. You don't have to get the bonus podcast. You don't have to get the newsletter. 984 people at the base level. I'll quit my job right now and I will become a full-on Kickstarter hype man. That's all we got to do. Only 984 people. 4,000 people follow me on Twitter right now. If a quarter of you give me $3 a month, I can quit my job and be a full-time Kickstarter hype man.
And then if a quarter of that quarterback Macabre Mel, Wicked Salvation, we'd be funded. So there you go.
Yeah, boom, done. That's all we got to do. The guys, Macabre Mel, like it's a great. Have you not read Shit Show Volume 1? Like, shame on you. Also, like how
judging by my royalty payments, no, they haven't.
But your last 2 Kickstarters did pretty solid.
They funded, man. They funded it, and you know I'm still not. I'm you know it's whatever, man. We still have 3 full weeks left. You know.
Yeah, you got a lot of time.
And I'm just gonna. I mean, it's super awkward for me to like market stuff because I also. You know, need to write about comics, and I also need to interview comic creators and stuff like that. And I still haven't got like for every project I do, I have to fill out a conflict of interest form, and nothing's ever.
You're so on like another weird level than I can even understand.
Nothing's ever set off the flag and stuff. So like, I mean, I could do whatever the hell. It's just like, man, I just need to figure out. I just need to get comfortable. And I always fall into this while actually writing comics too, man. I just need to get comfortable with the fact that I'm the one writing the fucking story. You know, like I just need to realize that I can do whatever the hell I want. You know, it's comic books. You know, who needs it to be scientifically accurate? We have superheroes.
I do actually. I want. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Fuck it. I want good storytelling. I want bombastic imaging. I want fun, weird shit, man. Like I don't give a fuck, man. I don't care if like I don't care what gender someone is. I don't care who they like in their spare time when they're in their civvies and shit. Like I want a good story. You know, I'm not gonna fucking hop out here online and get mad at people and be like, you know what, like mermaids are this color and I eat lobster with butter on it, and like I'm just, you know, I can't deal with this shit right now. No, I'm not that guy. Like I want fun storytelling and crazy weirdness, and like that's what I'm here for.
Crazy weirdness, man. Just wait.
Yeah,
until we disappoint you with the next title after.
That's what all you motherfuckers do to me all the time. It's always like I like set interviews up with people and they're like, yes, we'll do this and this, and we'll talk about it. And then like we talk about the interview and they're like, oh, and then like next week we're gonna announce this deal. And I was like, so like the next podcast episode, which is gonna be awesome. It's a really awesome episode that I showed up 15 minutes late to because I got the time zones confused. And and they messaged me and they were like, hey Blake, like, are you coming? And I was like, yeah, it's at 12 Eastern. And they were like, it is 12 Eastern. And I was like, oh fuck, I'm coming, I'm sorry. Anyways, like, so this, like, I set up this like horror forum of this like awesome of these like really talented people, and I was 15 minutes late, and but they were talking and they were like, yeah, like at New York Comic Con they're gonna announce this, and I was like, okay, well, like this is gonna air on Sunday. Do you want to announce it? And they were like, no, I don't trust you. And I was like, no, I wouldn't have done that. But yeah, so anyways, like it's I'm so used to that, and I still get aggravated about that. Where you're like,
Okay,
oh
so
yeah,
here, let me at least give you a tea. I don't want to leave you hanging, man.
yeah,
So
don't leave me hanging.
you say you want bombastic stories and all this stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So the next series after Wicked Salvation is how can I tease this? I'll just say bow and arrows. How's that for bombastic? It's
Bow and arrows.
bow and arrows.
It's like, is DC picking you up? Is it gonna be like, is it gonna be like some
No.
green arrow shit?
No, okay, kind of, sorta. No, it's that's the thing. That's the thing. That's how my brain operates, man. I get into the I don't want to say ruts. I get phases. I would in like this. I get into this horror phase. So then I write stuff like Wicked Salvation and Moonspawn and the Defenders of the Dark, and then I get into the cosmic phase at which I write Keepers of the Cosmos Volume 1, a Keepers spinoff, and then Keepers Volume 2, all within the span of like 2 weeks. And then I move on to the street level phase. I'm like, let's do some street heroes. And that is the next title is the Riotverse's first bona fide street level character. Some
do you ever reel yourself in? Do you ever like shoot too much for the stars? You're like, oh fuck, I went too far. I gotta bring myself back down to it.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. If so, I'm probably doing it right now, and I just haven't seen the fallout for it yet.
You're like, if so, fuck you. Back whatever.
Just back my shit so I can keep doing
but
it.
I like that, and I will. That's me. I'm that guy. I'm that guy who's like, even if I wasn't interviewing you, like I'm gonna back that shit. I'm gonna be there for it because like I said, like when first of all, I was really excited when you used to call it the Shit Show Universe because I was like, I liked that name. I was like, oh, the Shit Show Universe, yeah. And then but then when I talked to you and you were like, yeah, like let's Blake, let's really think about that. Let's market it. Let's market the Shit Show Universe. Oh, we already can't say the name a lot of places we market it. I was like, oh, okay, fuck, I didn't even think about that. And you're like, let me. So you've switched it to the Riotverse, and the Riotverse is so fucking metal. And now you have merch. You have dope merch, and you have sick hoodies that you're wearing right now. Lunchroom Riot, and I also love Lunchroom Riot. Well, I'm gonna go into why I love Lunchroom in a moment, but I'm gonna keep carrying you like a carrier pigeon through this podcast host thing that I'm good at, right? Like you're my fucking Hagrid the Owl, basically, and like you're gonna like carry me letters, and you're gonna give me stories, and sometimes they're gonna yell at me and scream at me, and I'm gonna take them, right? Because I'm like, what the fuck else am I doing? Like I'm fucking homeless at Hogwarts. Like I'm here through the winter. Like please, like send me your fucking owls. Like let me know. But you have this awesome fucking story, man, and it's fucking dope. And you aren't scared to make your heroes vulnerable, and you aren't scared to put your heroes in weird places, and you aren't scared to you're not scared to structure your narratives differently, and what you have to do for a Kickstarter, right? You have to you like structuring, and Kickstarter is like a whole different headache, right? You gotta like you got to think about like future campaigns, and when we release this and when we release this, and when we tease this and when we don't and shit. And so you're just really smart, Adam, which is aggravates me because you're like, oh yeah, like I have these really great ideas, and I'm married now, and I'm happy, and I'm dropping these little fucking like goat pellet shit turds, right? That you're gonna follow around because goats are adorable, right? Like they make these cute little noises. Sometimes they fall over depending on the breed, and like I'm here for it. Like and I'm not the only one that's here for it. Like, you have an audience, and even if your audience is slow on the pickup, which, and let me remind everybody, like, quit being fucking cowards and get over to Adam's Kickstarter and back Macabre Mel, because she deserves. Not only does Adam deserve the story, but Macabre Mel deserves the story, because there's a really great void that's about to be filled in on this original graphic novel. Like, right, there's a wide girth that's gonna be like pounded into that narrative goodness, and it's gonna fit. No, I just ruined that. But there's a moment where Macabre Mel vanishes and pops up and changes the game, right? And that's what this original graphic novel is going to show us. So she's in hell, she's making deals, she's wheeling and dealing, she's doing something crazy, and that's what we're backing on Kickstarter right now, is to get this fill in to your new narrative.
That is exactly it. I'm sending you a logo, or oops, I'm sending you something on Facebook if you also want to do another reveal. But no, you explained it to a T, and that's the thing. I just, why tell the story in 9 panels or something, on the page, when it can be a full story. Some of these crumbs span out, or I don't even know what I want to say. Some of these crumbs turn into something, some of them don't, and that is the fun
What is
of.
All right, I'm
You
about
want to
to.
announce?
You want me to pull this up?
Let's do it, man. I'll give you.
Pull
I'll
it
give
up?
you something. I'll give you something.
What is it? House of Haunts?
Yes, that's
What are we? What is? Tell us, Adam.
So you applauded the anthology. So we're not done with the anthology type stuff.
Good.
We're not done
I'm
with
glad.
that. We're bringing that back, and this is 1 year from this month is what this is. It's we have all sorts of stuff in the works. It's probably going to be another graphic novella size type thing. We're still working on formatting questions and stuff like this. Are we going to make this like a full pulp type magazine? Are we going to do whatever? But the thing is, there's going to be a full issue in here, the full 24-page, 26-page issue, plus 2, 3, 4 backup stories, plus all sorts of other goodies. We're going to tie some prose into it, and
That's like a trade. That's like a full on. I'm feeling like 160-page something.
We'll see.
More.
We will see. Maybe I'll commit to 160 pages if prose is involved, because 160 pages of art does cost a significant amount. But yeah, there's Blake's Buzz exclusive. This is our
finally
one of the many projects we're working on next year. That logo is not changing. I was just fucking around with it this afternoon, but yeah, Lunchroom Riot's House of Haunts. It's Tales of the Crypt, or Creep Show, or things like that.
Or like R.L. Stine popping out into boom right now, like writing new horror stories and shit. Yeah. Like you're manipulating nostalgia. He's manipulating nostalgia, folks. Exactly. Give him your fucking money. Like, for Adam, I joke around about that, but like, for real, like, I want people to give you money. Like, I believe in this narrative. I believe in this fucking big world you're producing. Like, it's super exciting. It's like, yes, Chip Zdarsky's writing Batman right now, and it's amazing, and we can like read it, and we can talk about it, and we can do this. But like, when you think about like the B story, right, of Zdarsky's Batman, and he's bringing Batwoman in, or he's bringing Catwoman into this, and you're doing I'm not trying to kiss your ass like this hard, but like you're doing a similar thing, and you're bringing these new stories into this new world, and you're inviting us into these sneak peeks and getting us excited with like little tidbits of information, and then getting us excited with another tidbit of information and calling it like House of Haunts, and that's super fucking exciting because like in the, I love fucking horror, and if you don't like, maybe you shouldn't follow me because I just love horror. But please, I'm just kidding. Keep following me, subscribe to my Patreon, do whatever you want to do. Like I would love to have you, but I love fucking horror, and it's super exciting when you guys want to talk about horror. And you know, you want to know how I know how you're a good writer? You really want to know, Adam?
Please tell me.
Can I tell you how
Yes.
I know you're a great writer? Is because you have this idea about horror, and it surpasses the normative storytelling where you're like, okay, like you're connected, you are networked, you know how to release a comic, and you're like, yeah, I could say this, I could do this, I could do that. You are moving past all these elements, and you're doing your own storytelling on your own terms of like how we are scared, how we feel to be scared, how we, and also like how scary it is to give you fucking money when I don't have any fucking money. But no, but you're putting yourself into a performative spot where you're telling these stories on your own terms, and not many people get to do that. They really don't. Like you can do multiple Kickstarters, you can release through Scout, you can release through Scout's imprints for whatever, but it takes a lot of effort for you to like make your own imprint, like everybody wants fucking Jesus to like follow you in the sand when you walk across the beach, right? That's how the poem works. So you're like, oh yeah, like I did ayahuasca, and then like I woke up and like there was 2 footprints in the sand, and one of them was fucking Jesus. And like, but fuck Jesus, man. Like it wasn't fucking Jesus. It was your own fucking good story idea. Like that's what you're doing right now, man. You're saying, listen, fuck Jesus, I got a really good story. And you don't want to sell to Catholics anyway. We can say that. Fuck Jesus, I got a great story. But it does, you make us think differently, and you really do. And you put the spin, whether it's a new cover or a new idea or a new House of Haunts, or like I wrote 5 different stories with 6 different artists. Like that's what you do though, because you're fucking crazy. You're and I love how crazy you are, baby. Like I love it. And I just want people to know that like I really believe in you as a storyteller, and I really believe in what you've done with Scout, and what you continue to do and push yourself past his mind. Dude, you got a record deal, right? Like you're the punk rock band at the fucking show. You got a record deal, right? You could play it safe, or you could try something new. You didn't play it safe. You tried something new, and agreed with Scout, and you did this new thing, and you have this new idea, and it's spinning out, and it's expanding, and it's doing new things, and it's making your audience feel differently. Like I really want everybody to know that that's what you're doing right now. We don't really know what you're doing, but we're excited about it, and we're here to follow you. And that's how I feel about your writing. And I'm very, very, very excited to see where you take the Riotverse from where we are right now, because you've already gotten you've already got a platform to stand on, and you're pushing it, right? And if you can push that where you are right now, and keep us excited, I don't even know where you can take us, man. But I'm excited. Like I want to be there. So anyway,
thanks, man.
I know I don't make a lot of sense, ladies and gentlemen. I know I don't. But this guy, he's got a really great format. He's got really great characters, and he knows how to make them interact in a way that is going to discombobulate us. And we don't know where he's going to take us from one moment to the next. And that's why I know this guy's going to make good comics. And I'm very proud and happy that he came on my show again, and because he's gonna be a fucking name that you guys are gonna know. Like Adam Barnhardt is gonna be a fucking name on a fucking comic book that you guys are gonna fucking know, and you guys are gonna fucking want to buy, and you guys are gonna fucking want this fucking whatever variant because it's gonna sell later down the road. Right, you fucking speculator asshole motherfuckers. You're gonna want the Adam variant, and I don't like. I know I'm a giant cheese dick. I get that, but dude, man. Like, you're so fucking talented, and you're so fucking pure, and I love how excited and talented you are in the indie community. And I really want you to know that as me telling you that. And I also want my audience to know that, because dude, you have this idea. You have this spark. You have a spark that has turned into napalm. Like you really do. And I really hope you know that, Adam. Like you have a spark that has turned into napalm that is like, we're fucking tired, man. We really are. I love superhero stories, but we're fucking tired. It gets exhausting. It gets repetitive. Like you have to come out of the dark corners and remind us of like why we are here in this medium, why we're following you, why your name like puts a tone in our ear. And you're doing that. You're doing that on fucking, and you're doing that on fucking Kickstarter, which is crazy. I love Kickstarter. I love crowdfunding, but like you have to make that happen on your own. And you did that. Can we just take a time out and remind everybody that you did that?
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Anyways, sorry.
We're past even for the 3-issue connecting cover pull quote variants, we're blown beyond that, man. Now I'm gonna have to write 50 more issues to get that.
That's what I want, though. I want 50 more issues. I want the fucking Riotverse omnibus where I'm like, fuck you, Vault. Like, I want to cancel everybody's like backing and back the Riotverse omnibus. Which is opposite of what happened right now, because I really did want that Vault omnibus. I just couldn't afford it. I'm broke. I'm a broke DJ that can't freestyle, and I'm basically why I don't know why you guys made me. I don't know why you guys made me pertinent in the indie comics community. I don't get it.
You got that charm, man. It's charisma.
Yeah, well, I don't. Charisma. Maybe charisma is great, but there comes a point where charisma does one thing, talent does another thing, story structure does even more. And you have structure and great characters and great charisma, karma, whatever you want to call it, to carry us through whatever weird shit you do. And I'm here for it, man. Like I'm very, 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 one more time, very excited about whatever the fuck you bring to indie comics community. And you are just like a good voice in the indie comics community. You do like what I do, but better, because you don't get hammered before you do your interview, right? Like you're like you interview like Wesley Snipes, or you interview fucking you interview fucking Daredevil, or you interview whatever. But I'm just saying, man, like I really hope you know, like when the bullshit gets peeled away, you have a really great idea and a really warm, inviting, fresh ideals of what superheroes can do and what Cape Comics can do. And that's you. That's you, man. And you're doing this right now. And like just keep doing it. Just please keep doing it, because I just believe in you. That's it. That's it. I'm done. I'm not. I can't lift you up anymore. I'll just sound.
You can't. I mean, man, this is the biggest my ego's ever been. and that's all because thanks, man. It's comics, man. That's why comics is the best media, man. It's the best format to tell stories in, because you do have to worry about a budget, but at the same time, it doesn't matter if you're telling a slice of life story or something with dragons and kaiju. It's going to cost the same amount for the artist, and you can just do whatever the hell you want, and you can bend it and mold it and things of that nature, and you can tell whatever the stories you want. That is comics, man. You think you can plan everything out, but you can't plan shit out, man. The bow and arrow story I told you that's coming up, that is hands down, I believe that's probably the best thing I've ever written. It's my favorite thing I've ever written. If you would have had me bet on if it would get picked up by a publisher, I would have bet the house. I would have cleared my savings and bet that it was going to get signed by Scout or some other indie publisher, but everyone passed on it. And I'm like, what the hell? This is the best I've ever felt about a comic book. So then that's when you have to adapt. That's when we're going to say, I went back to the art team and was like, okay, well, everyone's passing. I had one publisher flat out say, oh, sorry, we're not going to look at this because it's a superhero comic. So I'm like, oh, okay, it's cool. That's whatever. Have fun with your 5 barbarian comics this week or something. Have fun with your how many stories can you tell with elves, but yeah, man, it's about adapting. It's about pushing forward. It's about getting it out somewhere, and the artists were all with it. They're like, hell yeah, man. If no one else is going to print the comic for us, we'll do it. If we have to print 50 comics, screw it. Let's print 50 comics and make the fucking comic book. So
you're saying some weird, also glorious award-winning shit right now, by the way. So how do you tell? So we talked about this in the Wednesday night live stream. I made a joke about it. Now I'm making another joke about it, because like we're gonna talk about like if you want to make comics, make them. But so you've brought this formulaic approach to Perdition. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna make comics. If I want to make comics, I'm gonna make them.
Mm-hmm.
What do you tell to somebody who is scared and doesn't believe in himself and wants to make a comic, right? I'm oh man, I'm gonna throw you so under the bus right now, right? You're gonna, as much as I lifted you up, right, like for fucking 20 minutes, and now I'm gonna throw you under the bus. Like, what do you tell somebody who doesn't know anything? Like, what do you tell them right now? Like,
man, and that's the thing. I've gotten published, and and all that stuff, and I still don't know shit about comics. Yeah, I saw all the discourse this week on Twitter about just write comics, don't say this, say this, say this. Whatever. I mean, the thing is you won't be able to make a comic if you don't write it,
Yeah.
If you're looking to make a comic, you got to write it. You got to find the time to sit down and write something, and that's the vast majority of my issues is just sitting down and doing it,
How do you
use
network that once you get it? Because you have written it. We know this. Like
Mhm,
you have written it. You have a good script. You have several scripts ready to go. You have
mhm,
several things to take us into different mentalities and
mhm.
worlds and different, you're ready to take us into various places. But like what do you tell the person? What do you tell the person who's new to it? Like,
S
I'm sorry. I'm
No, no,
sorry. Like,
I
but
mean,
you know though, but you also know
you
you have
I can tell
something.
you I mean, the for writing wise, I mean, I don't ever get far enough to, like, script something unless I know I'm gonna do it, I already have an artist picked out for that story, and I pitch them the idea, and if they say, "Yeah, that's something I'd like to draw," I'm like, "Okay, I'll start writing a script." I'm not sure if that's the right way to do it. That's how I do it, I'll scroll Instagram or I'll look on Facebook or I'll think of all the artists I've dealt with in the past and I'll be like, well, here's this idea. Whose art would work best for that? Are we looking for more of a I'm not sure if cartoony is the right word, but like Keepers, for example, is more of an invincible Ryan Otley type style as compared to Roland's work on Wicked Salvation. So I think about the artist and if they match the idea, then I'll run the idea by him. I'll be like, hey, so I know we worked on this story together, and this story, instead about demons, it's about the fall of heaven and the key to heaven and hell. Who's gonna win the battle between heaven and hell? It's some dude with a 9 to 5, something like that.
so
Which is
so
a real
you
story I'm working on.
you keep your artists, on the edge too then.
Yeah, 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 and it's, sometimes people are like, that's not vibing with me, I don't really wanna work on this or something." I'm like, "Okay, that's fine," and then I'll start thinking of some ideas and maybe put that on the back burner, but yeah, man, idea-wise, I don't devote too much time to a single concept or idea until I'm pretty confident I'm gonna do it, you know? Um I carry a notebook everywhere really to jot down ideas and stuff if I have some downtime and stuff.
Nice.
But I mean, I have a bulletin board somewhere of how I keep things organized. If it's just like in the development stage, if I'm actually writing, treatments or outlines, if it's in production and it's actually doing art and things like that. Um, that's what I do, man. I'm not sure if that's good advice. I'm terrible at giving advice because you go to Breaking Into Comics 101 at C2E2 or New York Comic Con or Fan Expo or Wizard World Detroit or Wizard World's not even around anymore. If you go to Des Moines Con and there's a panel of people in there and it is breaking in, I mean, everyone's going to say you just got to write. Um,
You
Ta
do
the
though.
take
You
it
do
take
though.
it take it as take it for what it is. I mean, that's ultimately what you gotta do unless you're lucky enough to be an artist, then, you'll think of an idea. I mean, there's some artists that just flat out don't write and they want, a writer to help flesh out their ideas and stuff like that, but that's kind of my process, man. I just think of the ideas and I have a bullet point list and which ones I want to pursue and which ones I want to connect with. And sometimes, I get to writing an outline or something and the ideas aren't there or the characters weren't as exciting as I thought once, I'm a huge, maybe it's the marketer in me, maybe it's the merchandising horror or consumer products where I am, but I really do favor character over stories a lot of the time. I mean both, if you have good characters and good story, that's the ideal situation.
Well, yeah.
Obviously I'm not going to advocate like, oh man, I'm going to purposely write a god awful story just because this character looks cool. or something like that, or oh man, that's a good character moment. Too bad that the story's complete ass or something. But I do prefer working on character work over some elaborate high concept thing. That's just who I am. That's the comics I like to read, and those are the type of comics I like to write. But advice. I guess I'm just trying to avoid your question by saying a bunch of other shit because I'm not sure how to necessarily answer it. I don't know. I mean, anything scary, man. Writing is one of the most outside, short of walking down in Times Square ass naked. Writing is one of the most vulnerable things you can do, man. It's an idea that starts in your brain that you put down on paper that you're trying to market to other people, and everyone writing pulls from their own self experiences
Yes.
and life events and things like that, no matter what genre or something that's shrouded in, if it's horror, if it's space or what have you. It's deeply personal, it's so vulnerable, man, and that's what, not only are you taking that vulnerability and putting it into your work and writing it and writing this and writing that, but then you have to get people to buy it. You have to get publishers to buy into your idea and your vulnerability. And it's a master class in therapy almost. You're just spilling your heart and soul and ideas out there, and it's a super intimate setting, and you're like, you know what, let's go to a publisher and see if thousands of people will buy my buy my comic book, you know only for someone to give you 1 star and tweet at you saying, man, you need to learn how to write better. And
That's
it's like,
me.
oh,
And
thanks,
and
man. That's
that's
cool.
me.
Thank you
That's
for
me.
taking me in Twitter. That's it's just, I mean, it's cool, it's terrifying, and I mean, that's what I always tell people. People are like, if I kickstart, if the Kickstarter doesn't work, I'm not going to tell the story or something like that. But why put the energy into the Kickstarters and crowdfunding if you don't want to tell that story?
No, yeah.
You've already written it. I hope you've written the whole script. Most Kickstarters want the vast majority of most Kickstarter creators want the vast majority of the work done, ahead of time before they even launch. But at the same time, why go to all that work and just to, for to see the crowdfunding campaign fail and bury that story deep within your hard drive. You tell that story. You already used all that damn energy, and that's kind of my mindset right now. Some things I'm going to put on Kickstarter, especially after doing this one. This is my third Kickstarter now. The past two were successful, knock on wood. The third
Yeah.
one's going to be successful as well. But I've learned everything, or I didn't learn everything. I've learned so much each experience so far. Or I've experienced so much each campaign, and even this one, we're only 4 days in, and I'm already learning. Okay, maybe let's do something with the goals. Maybe we get more of the book done before time, even though that might mean spacing it out. So we can get the art done. So the fundraising goal isn't that much or whatever. I mean, that's the thing. I don't think, as corny as it sounds, as cliche as it sounds, it's if it doesn't scare you, I don't think it's probably the right thing to do.
Oh,
Walking in,
it should scare you.
it should scare the piss out of you.
It should freak you the fuck
Yeah,
out.
the wedding Saturday, I was anxiety's been rough for me the past 6 months or something, man. It's just
I bet. Oh,
it's been
I bet beyond 6 months. Like even
it's
like
it's it's been crazy.
just you.
Right.
Like
No, it's yeah, and
you're
that's
like,
for
did you do like a speech? Did you do like a
no, we're not that type of people. We're not speech
okay?
people, so we didn't make anyone give speeches or anything like that. But
So
uh
see, my family is very much speech people. Like,
uh
can I tell you the speech I gave for my first wedding speech?
go ahead.
So like I used to sell weed. And my whole family knew it because my whole family bought weed and they bought weed for me. And
It's
so like
incredible.
when my uncle got married and my mom sent me to Men's Warehouse and gave me and bought me like a $700 suit, right? Like like you're gonna look good for my brother's fucking wedding, and like I got this fucking deal. And so when they like passed the microphone around at the dinner deal, and it's like everybody's, and it was actually after dinner, so it was like after dinner, everybody's fucking feeling good, pass around this microphone, we've all eaten, we've all been drinking all night, and I I fucking like I'm in college still, at like living in a garage, and I they gave me this microphone. I was like, all right, hey, my name's Blake, and I there's no other family that I that that I would have been put in right now, right? Like it's like it was like this is the family, and you guys gave me uh the I got to invest in this moment of like I got this like fancy suit, and I was like, this is the best family that any unemployed college student could have ever been invested in. And that was the joke for my family. And I was like, hey, I'm excited for my uncle, and I'm excited for this new era of our family. But they threw me under the fucking bus. They were like, like, oh yeah, just do this. Just like, hey, you're like you're an English nerd, right? Like you just like you just give this fucking wedding speech. And I did, and I was like, hey, like you know, uh it's a weird world here right now, and this is the best wedding. This is the best. I couldn't have been a better unemployed college student right now, basically. And that's what I gave my uncle's wedding speech, of like my mom paid a lot of money for me to get a fancy suit, and they gave me that production, but it 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 didn't, no one gave a fuck about it. Right? Like it was like fun, and we talk about that on Christmas sometimes, when like I was the fucking weed selling weirdo, like nephew of the wedding anniversary, and I was just like, hey, what's up? Like, I'm here. Uncle Mike bought weed from me last week, and then I'm just really excited for my uncle to be happy, like that, right? Like it was just like weird, like family thing, and it like it blew up, and that's where I'm at right now. Is it's I'm talking to you right now, and I'm like, what's up, Adam? Like, does your uncle want to buy weed from me? And then, but he's gonna be fucked because I don't do that anymore, because I'm a fucking like I'm not like straight wing, but like I'm not selling people weed anymore. Like I don't, it's just like it's a weird thing right now. And then didn't Joe Biden like just forgive everybody about it, like for being an asshole like me? I don't know.
Yeah, man.
Anyways,
if you have any federal marijuana charges, you're good, man.
Yeah, well, I don't have any marijuana charges. Like I was just like a white guy who stumbled across a pile of weed that I sold to my uncle on a weird wedding night one time. That's anyways, that's what we're talking about. Before we got into this weird spot, is you found a person that you like submitted your whole life to, and you were like, yes, hey, what's up, my name's Adam, and I'm selling you my whole ordeal. And you did that, and then you had a whole fucking Kickstarter deal pop up that that somebody believed in. So a lot of people believed in.
Mm-hmm.
But you did this. Anyways, you should probably not have talked to me after you got married, because my whole family was like, they just didn't give a shit. My dad worked for my private school. He sold us upbringing through that got parlayed into our family, and then blew up into a different whole deal. But anyways, you have a comic book that you believe in that
Mm-hmm.
got there's a digital backing of people like me that believe in you, that are ready for you, that like, well, we're ready to fund your Kickstarter through my whole fucked up family ordeal that we've talked about for a short time. And I just can man, this is what aggravates me, because my family's given up on me, but your family has not given up. And you have this fucking whole ordeal that's like about to blow up into things that we can't even subscribe to yet.
Maybe.
And even it's even like into the Marvel. You know it right now, like there's a great Marvel uplink of wonderfulness
Mm-hmm.
with furry sexy people, and and also like dangly tentacled men that are full of Marvel wonderfulness. And you have done this. You have done this without talking to me previously, where we could like set stuff up and make it sound great. Adam, can I just tell you something real quick? You make really great comic books,
Mm-hmm.
and more people should be backing them. And you should have thought about this a week and a half ago before we talked about this conversation. I would have had better things to plan, but I'm just saying, you have a really wonderful you have a really intriguing database of things of people that believe in horror, of people that believe in societal commonplaceness, and you've found these little tiny elements of how we can take the weirdness that I believe in and blow it up into a bigger proportionate thing, where you can bigger ordeals can subscribe into the Marvel MCU, where we're seeing I haven't got to watch it yet, but I really want to watch like Werewolf by Night.
Oh, so good. We need to wrap up so you can watch it. You just need to go watch it.
I should. Well, I'm probably gonna go sleep. But anyways, but you've already taken this production of people and ideals and things that you've laid across in your everydayness, and because you just got married. You got married like fucking a day ago, you crazy bastard. But like there's this whole ordeal of like new monsters, new things, everything we can lay across, and you're bursting out of our chest like a xenomorph in a new world, and I love that about you. And this is probably where I need to. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to quit talking because this is going to be like the best I can do from now on. But you have turned into this chest burster mentality where you've found a new a new cornerstone, a new foundation of things that you found as growing up in horror, right? Like your Kickstarter, your mythos, this whole thing you've laid out is enveloped in in an ideal of horror that has been replicated and you know, like when you wake up and when you wake up as in a nightmare, it's been replicated and in a new way of where this like thing is escaping from your chest, and you can't do anything. You have to let it pop out. You have to let it run away, and then you have to let it and then you raise it, and then it raises into this thing that creates a whole series of movies and a haunted house in space element of, you know, where she looked really good, like she was like in her underpants and she's like stretching and that whole deal. Like you've made this whole deal. You've you've found a way to like remind us of the great horror elements of our past and bring them into our future. And this is what you're doing right now. And this is where the Riotverse is spinning out of, right? And this is what you're doing. And like, so right now, this moment, we're here with you. We're here with you. We're clinging to your chest burster mentality, right? We're ready to jump out of the chest and create this haunted house mentality of the alien universe. Why did you bring us here? What do you want us to feel? What do you how why do you want to control our terror? Like what is in that element of you controlling our terror, you controlling the chest burster mentality, you controlling this new artificial horror and horror what's it called, haunted house in space. Like you've brought us here now. You've brought us here into this new element. Like what do you want to accomplish with that now? Now that we're here with you right now. We're here ready for our chest to explode.
Well, first of all, I don't want your chest to explode. I mean,
Yes, you
I'm
do.
glad to do
Yes,
it.
you do.
You know, by the
It's
way,
kind
also
of.
disclaimer: I claim no ownership of the Xenomorph Alien franchise. So if Disney comes after me, I, I want to wash my hands of that. It's just a disclaimer. No, but I just want to make dope ass comics that I want to write, and I want to make comics that I would buy off the shelf, man. And if that comes in the form of something somewhat familiar while being fresh enough to be interesting, you know, so be it. If it's telling the same damn shit with a dope ass character design, so be it. That's kind of what I want to do with Kai. I just want to write the characters that you know, attract me the most. I say this now, but who knows if the checks would ever come. But you know, looking at both the Marvel and DC stables, there's maybe one story that I would really, really want to write, and it has to do with Iron Fist, which I don't think um, um, it'll never happen. But you know, all the other characters I want to write, they'll never give story. Marvel's not going to give a solo series to Firelord and Annihilus or something of that nature. I just want to write the comics that excite me the most, and for the most part, that's a lot of like cosmic horror, and that's a lot of plain old spooky horror and monsters and some pretty disturbing shit sometimes. But that's what I want to do, man. I don't want to I don't want to get to a point where I'm tired. Is that the right word? Tired of what I'm writing?
Tired,
Bored?
tired,
No,
tired's a good
probably
word. Tired's a good
tired.
word.
Tired's a good word, but I don't want to ever be bored of what I'm writing. I
Yeah.
think that's probably the signature. That's the red flag or the little light bulb that will go off. That'll let me know that it's not the right character or the right story to um pursue. If you get bored with what you're writing, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
um
You're stagnant. You're stagnant. You're frozen. You're
mhm.
done. That's it.
And that at the we talked about, if you want to write comics, you would just have to write all that discourse and stuff. But at those same breaking into comics panels, they always advise you to start small, because you need to write something and you need to complete something. But sure, I mean, or you could do whatever the hell you want, man. If you want to do a superhero universe, screw it. Eh, that's that's why I wanted to do something and structure something that I could do whatever format within the medium I wanted. We have the short stories, and we're not going to stop the short story anthologies. With the themes and things like that. If we want one shots, we do that. But then we're still pitching stories to publishers as well. If those work, great. If not, we're still going to tell those stories through whatever medium or every whatever way we can. Kickstarter, sure. If we don't want to take it to Kickstarter, we'll do pre-orders or something, and print 25 books if 25 books are ordered.
Well, I like that. Yeah, because fuck it. What else are you gonna do?
Fuck it. I mean, it's digital. Yeah. I mean, we'll have the digital thing. If we have a print run of 50 bucks, we'll have a print run of 50 bucks and sell digital. And we sell out, hey, that second print. And then we'll make a second print of 5 books, and those will sell out. And we'll be like, holy shit, we're on to third print. Oh, yeah. And then we'll only print 2 books in the third print. And we're like, you guys won't believe this. We're taking Shit Show Volume 17 to a fourth printing.
All right. So, all right. Right now,
Mhm.
regardless of everything we said, regardless of things that you can spin into a narrative and spin into our what are they called? They're like the little spider egg things. The before the aliens penetrate us and suck our lives out of our guts and put a new that we wake up to and just wake up and eat people.
Mhm.
Right now, what is something new and fresh and horrible that you could tell your audience that is smart and worth paying attention to right now? We are in there's an overindulgence of
Mhm.
horror movies right now, like
Mhm.
and even Marvel has done Werewolf by Night, which I'm so excited
Mhm.
for. But like right now, like uh, the start of we're 2 weeks into spooky season.
Mhm.
Like we're just to kind of give people an idea of like where to spin off from the craziness that you're dealing with. Like what's something crazy? What's something crazy to watch right now?
Well, truth be told, Werewolf by Night's the most unique thing available on streaming right now. Especially when you consider it's a Marvel thing. It's unlike anything Marvel's ever done. It's bonkers. It really is bonkers. It subverts any and all expectations one might have. Plus, it's fresh in my mind, so you got to go through recency bias, you know.
Yeah, well, I've been seeing that all day. Like, where, because I think a lot of people are worried about it too. Because first, well, I've been loving She-Hulk, but like that's
Mhm.
like the hot thing right now, right? Is the heck hate She-Hulk is
Mhm.
like, oh yeah, like I'm a fucking edge lord, fuck this, fuck this, fuck me, fuck you kind of mentality, and but now like to surpass that, we've got this new like really terrifying new thing to experience on Marvel. Uh and everybody's excited. And I like that. I'm glad you brought that up because everybody's excited about it. Like we can I could say some shit about it, but you still gotta watch it.
Mhm.
You still gotta
Exactly.
watch, right? And everybody wants you to watch it right now. And everybody wants you to watch it while not listening to what you and I talked about for the last hour and a half.
All right.
But also fuck them because now we've crossed the streams, right? We're trying to fucking uh you know bring in the Ghostbusters mentality of like we're gonna bring this guy out of the pink ooze and make everything a little bit safer for society. So I like that.
Mhm.
Let's take that.
Yep.
First of all, everybody go to Kickstarter.com and look up Macabre Mel
Mhm.
and back that.
Mhm.
And then after you back that, let's
Mhm.
let's let's rewind a little bit. Let's go watch the new Marvel world. It's not a new Marvel world, but it's definitely a new thing. Like
Mhm.
I don't know. I haven't watched it yet, so I haven't got to. I've seen people talk about it, and because we had we had Moon Knight
Mhm.
a few months ago, and this is now spinning. Comic wise is spinning out of Moon Knight,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
So like, is it? Dude, how do you feel about that? Like, are we fresh? Are we fresh to just go in and watch this and just like let it wrap around us and have fun with it?
There's zero to do with any other Marvel stuff in there. You wouldn't even know if it was a Marvel thing if it didn't feature characters, or if the title wasn't Werewolf by Night, you'd have no idea it was a Marvel thing, and there's zero reference to anything else in the franchise.
That's even better though. And
It's
on the cusp of like also having the new the new hell he's got the pokey things in his face.
Hellraiser, yeah.
Hellraiser. Yeah, thank you. Like we're on the cusp of a new Hellraiser and like
Mhm.
the new Hellraiser, it's a she right now,
Yeah,
right? I think,
yeah.
right?
Jamie
Yeah.
Clayton, I believe.
Have you watched that too? Have you
I
watched the
haven't.
new
No,
movie?
it's I've heard rave reviews though. Everyone's
Yeah,
loving it.
I've dude, that's been like I kind of there was a part of me that was like I wanted to just like message you and be like, dude, let's do this later so I can watch Hellraiser tonight.
Mhm.
But I didn't. I didn't. Instead, we talked about you being married and being weird and a
And
whole
went
lot of
off
other
on
weird shit.
a 3 hour long potato
Yeah, there's just a
tangent, which is
lot,
totally
lot
all
of,
right. Which is
lot of,
totally all
lot of,
right.
lot of tangents, a lot of tangents. All right, so I'm gonna finally shut up, which is very hard for me. It's so hard for me to do, dude. Adam, like you're such a great storyteller. You're such a great comic
Thanks,
book
man.
writer, and you're just a good dude.
Thanks, man.
And so, like, this is it. This is your moment. This is your moment. Mid spooky season.
Mhm.
This is gonna drop next week. Like, or well, it's gonna drop now as soon as people watch it because we're live. But
Mhm.
right now, like, this is it. This is it. Spooky season. Adam, we know your Kickstarter. We
Mhm.
know we know where to get the lunchroom merch. We
Mhm.
know we know where to do all the shit. Like, tell us what you think. Tell us where we need to go to just really
Kickstarter,
experience
man.
the horror.
Just go to Kickstarter. Just scroll the Kickstarter page. Look for what do you call it? The eyeglass, the spyglass, the magnifying glass. Search Macabre Mel. Go to macabremel.com. Go to wickedsalvation.com. Back we're at 23 days, I think now. So you still have some time. You still have some time. But don't wait till October 31st. Please don't wait till
Yeah,
Halloween.
don't make them wait that long.
Don't make me wait.
That's just a shit heel maneuver. We don't need any shit heels.
Otherwise, I'm down here at Adam Barnhardt on Twitter and Instagram. Follow me. I should post a lot. Sometimes I post nuggets of wisdom or something. I never do that. I don't know why I said that.
No, you do. You are a wisdom nugget person.
And then yeah, man, lunchroomriot.com. That's going to be my hub moving forward, man. And I'm really excited about the wheels we're greasing on that front, man. It's exciting times to be one of the readers of my comics, man. And lunchroomriot.com has we have everything on there. Everything I've ever written's on there. All the variants. We have some stock on there. We have all sorts of merchandise. You can read some stuff for free. You can read Shit Show Shorts #1 for free. You can read. We have an encyclopedia, man. You can go through and see every character entries for the vast majority of characters so far. I'm still working on the Moonspawn characters for those that got Moonspawn 0. But yeah, man, it's free comics, free world building, free prettiness, paid merchandise. The merchandise isn't free. You got to buy some stuff. Yeah. But yeah, lunchroomride.com, macabremel.com, wickedsalvation.com, kickstarter.com, and search Macabre Mel, search my name, search Wicked Salvation. Back it. You have 3 weeks. I should just tell everyone you have 48 hours. We're going through Halloween.
You have 3 weeks and/or 48 hours. No, everybody fucking look him up any way you can. Back fucking Macabre Mel. It's gonna be a great original graphic novel. It's gonna be fucking black and white and creepy and fucking emotional and weird. And he's good. He's good at doing that. Follow him everywhere he told you.
Please.
Buy some merch. Like the hoodies are sexy. The fucking stocking caps are sexy. We got some great things that you can spend your money on. I always say we like I did this with you.
No, man, you're one of us.
We did this. We did this thing that you can make this happen. No, just give him some goddamn money, like and back his goddamn campaign because I really want the next comic book. I do. Like it's a purely selfish endeavor. Right. I just make it fun, make it happen, make it fun. Dude, Adam, you're just a cool dude. Can I just remind everybody that you're just a real cool dude and a real great writer, and you have a solid backing of things we can dive in and experience, and of new stories that you're ready to spin us around in a weird way. And I'm excited. I'm excited for those weird ways, baby. Like
I'm excited to make you feel weird.
All right, so this is like we've been rambling for a long time. We're over to it. We're almost at 2 hours and 40 minutes. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I made you stay up this late.
Time flies when you're having fun, man.
Yeah, time flies when you're dealing with Blake's buzz. I don't know. Time flies with something. But hey, like real quick, remind it, like where do we keep track of you online? Where do we keep track of your new endeavors? Tell us.
Sign up for my newsletter. Just sign up for my newsletter at the Lunchroom Riot website, lunchroomriot.com, and all my stuff's on there as well.
Dude, man,
Roomriot.com.
that's so smart. You know, when I ask that question to a lot of people, it usually goes on like really for like a very long time. They're like, "Oh, you can like find me here," and then, "Oh, you can also find me here," and then also my Substack is here, and then I have a Patreon, and then like also like Marvel picked me up. I have this random Marvel book. You just have like one fucking deal. You're like, let's sign up for my newsletter.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love that.
I also can't say Marvel picked me up because Marvel hasn't picked me up.
Well,
So
because
that helps cut down on
fuck
my
you,
time.
Marvel. We've all we've done tonight is like shout you out about how great Werewolf by Night is. So like, just pick this dude up, sign up for his fucking sign up for his newsletter.
Mm-hmm.
Buy a fucking hoodie. The hoodies are gorgeous. Like the hoodies. There's hoodies, there's stocking caps, there's posters, there's comics, there's all sorts of shit. Adam, like you've been married for a week. You got a Kickstarter going live right now. Like, I really hope you get to take a nap tomorrow. That's what I hope.
I might actually go nap right now.
Yeah, I thought you were about to be like, I don't know if I get to take a nap tomorrow.
Oh no, naps take priority over Kickstarter for sure.
Well, that's
for
good.
Sure.
They need to. You guys work too hard. Kickstarters are hard work. You gotta put all that shit on your shoulders. You gotta take them to the bank. You gotta take them to the. You gotta. All you gotta do is take them to the bank. I guess you just want their money. You just take them there to the bank to get the money, and it's done.
It's done. It's all
done. Why are you not done yet? Why are you not finished? All right, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to deal with me.
No, never apologize. Never apologize, man.
I am this is great to talk to you again. I'm so excited for Macabre Mel. I'm so excited for anything you do later. House of Haunts, House of Haunts, House of Greatness, House of whatever. Like you're just you have like these little storytelling nuggets, and when you put the nuggets out there, dude, it's like getting that 40 McChicken nugget at like 2:00 in the morning when you were like, man, I shouldn't have ordered these. I was too drunk, but now I have like 40 nuggets. They just dropped them off on my porch. I'm super excited about it. That's what your comics make me feel like, man. Your comics are 40 McNuggets getting dropped off on my porch at 1:45 in the morning.
There we go. We have the pull quote. It took 3 hours, but we have the perfect.
It took 3 hours. We did it. No, for real, man. Like I wish you the best. I really hope. I hope like your campaign is fun. Like by tomorrow, like remind me to yell at. I'll yell at people all day. Like I have nothing to do tomorrow. I'll just yell at people and remind them.
Well, tomorrow is in 18 minutes, so you can expect a DM in 19 minutes saying it hasn't funded, and I expect no less than 5 tweets a minute.
We'll do that. We can make it happen. I've done it before.
There we go.
You, sir. I like your comics.
I like your buzz. Blake's buzz. I like your podcast.
Yes. All right. And I also want a stocking cap, but I'll pay for it. You know, I'll do that. I'll do that for you, Adam.
Thank you, man.
I'll just do that. Hey, man. Sorry, I'm a clusterfuck, but I really do.
We all are.
I really do believe in the comic books you're making, in the Riotverse you're making, and your merch, your attitude. You're freshly married. Like love is real. Love is here. Love is not going anywhere.
Except to bed in 5 minutes.
Well, we're all going to bed in 5 minutes. But man, I just for real, I'm so happy for you. I'm so excited for your future books, and I know there's going to be many. And I know you can always come back to Blake's Buzz. I know you probably won't after this, but it's open. I'm
back next
open.
week, man. I'm back next week. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. Hey, it's Halloween. It's Halloween. Watch Werewolf by Night. Back Macabre Mel. You might as well get his shit show, his previous shit show trade and his previous anthology works. You can do all this via Kickstarter. You can just have a great time giving Adam all your money. And I think you should, because he's a great comic book storyteller. And also, like, let's just give him money so his wife doesn't get mad at everybody and take him away from comic books. I just feel like that. I feel like that's a good idea, right?
That's the best idea.
Give him all the money.
Yeah. She's standing in the doorway right now.
Yeah, she's staring at him right now. She's like, get the fuck off this live stream. Give him all the money. Everything will calm down. It'll be complacent. We'll get all these wonderful comic books later. Adam, you're awesome. I appreciate you.
You're awesome.
You're a sweet man. That's why you're married, because you're a sweet man. Unless you're gonna shout out something, I'm gonna close it down.
Follow Blake's Buzz. Bye.
That's the best fucking idea I've ever heard, ladies and gentlemen. And also go to Kickstarter and back the fucking Riotverse and back Macabre Mel and pick up, and like I said, pick up that Volume 1 trade, because that Volume 1 trade of Shit Show is really fucking good. That's where I heard about this guy, and the first conversation we had, he was like, we really got to stop calling it the Shit Show universe. He he was like, this was a bad idea. Riotverse is way better. Back the Riotverse.
Yeah.
Back at him. He's married now. And he's married now, and he's stuck. He can't get away from it. Like, that's it. He's done. But it's good, because
it's good.
I feel like he's happy.
Very happy. I'm ecstatic. That came out really sarcastic, but
I'm so happy, ladies and gentlemen. No,
life's never been better.
He is super happy, and I'm glad for both of you. And I'm gonna do it. We're done. Hey, guess what? You're beautiful. I love you. You're a great comic book storyteller. That's it. It's Blake's Buzz Live.